All right, everyone. On this episode of the Bino Salazar Jamcast, we talk about train wrecks, failures, and comebacks. We have our special guest, Angelo Cristobal, otherwise known as DJ Spinal Tap. We join in. He tells us his story. He's got a lot of awesome stories. We talk about his journey. And we also talk about the song of the week that I pick for our comeback soundtrack this week on the Bino Salazar Jamcast.
Bino Salazar Jamcast.
Music is the inspiration that drives us all. It truly is the window to my soul. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode number 3. OTM presents the Bino Salazar Jamcast. I'm super excited. We have a live studio guest with us today. So for those thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home to check us out, it brings me much pleasure to have our next guest here today, the one and only, known by many names, DJ Spinal Tap, a.k.a. Mac Entertainment, a.k.a. Senate DJs, a.k.a. the self-proclaimed karaoke prince of Chicago, the one and only Mr. Angelo Cristobal. What's going on, man?
Not much. What's going on? That was a hell of an intro.
Did you like that?
No, I was barely able to hold it together. I was about to just bust out, but that was good.
Did you like that?
Hell yeah.
You gave me a lot to work with.
That was great.
Yeah, there's some people I wouldn't be able to do all that. I'd be like, no one asked Bob. You know, Bob from down the street. I can't really do that.
At least I didn't freeze. Just sit there like.
I will say though, you probably you feel really important right now. You're like, man, I did do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, kind of, maybe.
Okay,
we'll see. There's still more to come.
See, I like your positivity. That's why I wanted you on. I didn't want to have someone on here who was like, yeah, man, been there, done that. I ain't trying to talk about it no more.
No, I'm, what am I now? Going to my mid 40s soon enough.
Yeah,
42 is approaching.
You can't let the pilot light die out. I think when you get bit by the music bug, whether you're DJing, whether you're singing, whether you're doing something, man, any type of art, right? Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you just have to figure out how to work it into your life.
It's hard. It's hard to find balance sometimes, but when you have a passion for things, you just get it done or find a way, whether it's on occasion or consistent. It always comes back to you some way. Music's always gonna, if you love music, music's always gonna come find you, or you're always gonna find music.
See, the way that you say it, it speaks to my soul. I already know you get where I'm coming from. Music is important to you. I tell people when you are passionate about something, when it's tough, you're gonna stick with it.
For sure.
If you're not passionate about it, when times are tough, you're like, well, maybe I'll do something different. Maybe I'll do that. You have been in the music game doing something for a long time, many years.
Yeah, since I think I reached out to my base. He said since 2001 was back.
So 20 years deep?
At least.
Wow.
At least. Well, actually before then, because I think when I was in grammar school, I was in choir. So I was always intrigued by music.
I didn't know you were in choir. So I got to take some notes on that. We got to have some some choir boy stories.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I was in choir back in the day. High school and musicals. I did musicals back in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What musicals? I didn't know this, man.
I know.
I got to do more research.
Bye Bye Birdie. Shows. Yeah, I thought you were stalking me on Facebook. I got an alert.
Creeping.
I installed the alert thing where people stalk and your name came up, and I let it go because I was going to be on your podcast.
So speaking of Facebook stalking, when someone likes a picture of you from 2013, does that let them know he's stalking me right now?
I was like, wow, he went back because that picture has to be rows and rows down of a lot of finger usage there, scrolling up and down. But
that's what she said.
2013.
Exactly. So, hey, man, 20 years to be able to be connected to music for 20 years. And I got to give you credit, man. I'm up here and I'm on this Jamcast talking about me trying to get a record deal back in the day, doing all that. That window of time for me of actually professionally trying to sing in front of people was like 7 years.
Wow.
Only. It wasn't, man, 20 years. I mean, there's a part of my life where I just kind of, turned away from all that stuff and got into raising a family and having kids and doing all that. Man, you have shown commitment to keep this pilot light lit and have got your hands in all kinds of stuff. So when I introduced you, you're also known as DJ Spinal Tap.
Yeah, DJ Spinal Tap. People always ask me all the time where that name came from.
Where do you get Spinal Tap from?
I just, my mind is all over the place. I just thought, that electricity that goes into your spine to make you move was kind of where I was coming from. As cheesy as it may be, I went with it. And the reason why I went with it is because I liked it. I thought that's the name I got to be, and I support it, and I believe in it. And like I tell my other guys or anyone that's ever come across me, if you believe in something, run with it. Yeah. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks, because once you start getting your name out there, now they're actually calling you by that name, and there's no more judgment like, oh, that's why that name, why that? That's goofy, I just think about a lot of names that we like, and we honor it, we respect it, you never really kind of joke about it, but I just ran with DJ Spinal Tap. I had a lot of fun creating, different logos or concepts, which is always something that, you always see the first version of it, and then you keep reinventing it, kind of like with Mac Entertainment when I started that. I remember the first logos that I created, and I look at it today, and I'm like, what was I thinking back in 2010?
Did you use like the Comic Sans font where it looked like?
Yeah. It was, it was like my, the one thing when I started Mac, I didn't know really much about, graphic design or editing, and I'm just a person that wants to learn everything that I participate in or partake in. With music, I wanted to learn about audio control, equalizers, and things like that. Yeah. Some people just don't. They just either perform, they don't actually know the background stuff. I want to know everything. Yeah. So I started learning about graphic design, and that's how I improved.
You are definitely a jack of many different trades.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I'm still trying to understand that concept, jack of all trades. Master of none, though.
You know what?
That's the part
you got to jump ahead to the negative part of that. Like, are you saying I don't master anything? Is that what you're... So Mac Entertainment, tell me about Mac. I see, you're DJing, you got flyers up, you're doing shows all the time. I mean, you're definitely connected. I mean, you are rubbing elbows with circles of DJs, crews, doing shows all over. Talk about Mac Entertainment and what that offering is.
Well, Mac Entertainment started in 2010. I was in the food service since I was 16. Bar back, busser.
Michael Anthony's, shout out. Back in the
Michael
day.
Anthony's, get the pizza, right?
Everyone's finest.
I still go there.
You do?
Yeah, I still every now and then visit and have a pizza. It's still good. But when I started Mac, I was just tired of being screwed over in food service industry, so I wanted to do my own thing. I want to be my own boss. And I started out simple at a bar in Berwyn named Garves. Gave me a chance.
Garves, quarter beers.
Quarter beers, yeah.
Quarter beers.
But before DJing, though, what actually started, I did a beer pong tournament. I started out with doing beer pong tournaments, and I started off in an apartment. I did the flyers for it. We invited the entire Chicago industry. I was working at Hard Rock Cafe, and we had a successful
with the Mohawk. Was that during the Mohawk days?
That was at the Mohawk days. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna remember.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write Mohawk down.
Write that down. Yeah, multicolored. Had it up. I actually don't even know how high it was. I just know that I had a sunroof. I used to have to open it, and so I could put my head and drive to work, kind of tilted, because it was a pain in the ass.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that was so long.
So you got started doing beer pong tournaments, and that started to get you in this mindset of, I can offer a service to all these connections I have.
Right.
So where did music come into play now? You're talking about beer pong. I'm talking about music.
Right.
Where did that turn for you to be like, hey, I can?
When I was doing the beer pong tournaments, that kind of faded because of what are they called? Binge drinking.
Yeah.
So they canceled all tournaments. I said, what about Pop Shot basketball? I bought some Pop Shot arcades. This is crazy how this all builds up. So I got these beer pong tables. Then I went to Pop Shot basketball arcade. I was setting up in bars. And while I was doing that is when someone approached me and said, can you play some music while you're doing these events? And I was like, sure. I was always a yes person. You know, if you said, hey, can you bring this? Yes, I'll figure it out. Yes,
Not anymore. You've disagreed with everything, and now we wanted to do this episode since you got here. No. What happened to that guy? No.
Yeah, right? But I said yes. So the next thing I know, I went and I bought this $300 laptop. I'll never forget the price of it because that was the most expensive thing in my life. You know, I didn't have much money at the time. And I bought the laptop, and I started playing music just simply through just the audio cable, and I learned about speakers, and I purchased these speakers that couldn't possibly be loud enough for anyone past 25 people to 30 people, you know, because everyone's always like, raise up the volume.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. It was raised, you know, and I knew nothing about what I was doing with the EQs.
Were you on CDs at that time, or were they starting to go MP3?
Everything was MP3.
Was it?
You know,
Damn,
but
I'm old, man.
Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, just a little bit.
You are.
Yeah, but no. But CDs were still around for karaoke. You know, CDs were, they're still around, but when I started with the laptop, you know, everything was MP3. I thought it'd be great to actually do music videos. I'm a huge fan of music videos.
Yeah.
You know, remember waking up in the morning just to watch.
We were talking about it, the box back in the day. We used to talk about that on TV.
When MTV was real.
When MTV was music
real.
Television before reality took over, right?
Yeah, and now YouTube is, you can watch anything.
So you started offering music videos up, and then what did that parlay into DJ?
Can you come DJ? Yeah, can you actually come DJ music? And I knew nothing about blending or transitions or BPMs or any of that stuff. And I said, yeah, absolutely. You know, I didn't even know where to get music from. Like,
right. So how did you figure that out? Because, you know, similar path for me. Gave up on trying to get a record deal, moved back home, started doing karaoke and DJing as well. But back then I just had bought CDs. I remember this guy sold me, I want to say it was 40 CDs that were like now hits, now music. Music, right? But
yeah,
it was
for sure.
Bootleg. I think I spent like $1,000. It was like 30 CDs.
What year was this?
2000.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Right? I didn't have MP3s yet, so like I said, you were able to put all this stuff together. You start doing shows. And how many gigs were you doing in the beginning?
Oh, I was maybe doing twice a week. You know, like Garv's and.
So Garv's, you started doing it. Garv's, I remember Garv's.
Started doing Garv's, and then from that, I already had the Pop Shot and the beer pong tournaments. I was easily able to go into the bars and say, hey, I could DJ and provide some services for you.
Yeah.
And it was like slam dunk. It was because I already had a relation with a lot of the bar owners and a lot of the servers and bartenders that they're like, yeah, let's have it. Let's have you. And I didn't have a name at the time. You know, there's no.
You were just Angelo.
I was just Angelo.
Look at you now.
Didn't even think about a DJ name. Just was thinking like bigger picture. I wanted a business name.
Okay.
You know, and you know, going back and forth trying to think. Okay.
On your business card, you wanted to have
something. I always believed that you had to look as professional as possible. You have to have a website.
So what happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
So I'm going to venture to say, DJ Spinal Tap was not your first choice.
No.
As a DJ name.
No.
I want to know all the ones on the cutting room floor that was like DJ Little Pistol Starter or something. Like, what was did you have other names?
Well, I grew up in Cicero, so I always thought something with 35th Street I grew up on, you know.
But so I didn't want to tell me them. You don't want to say them because you still might go
I don't remember. I might go back to them. But I was actually always a fan just somehow with my first name, maybe something my last name. But then when you think about it, that's a lot of characters that you're trying to put on a piece of paper too. You know, it's got to be simple when you put it on a flyer or some kind of
I do notice this about you too. Like you're the same person. And, you know, we were talking before, like egos in music, no matter what you do. Like you get those DJs that are like, they believe the hype. Right.
Yeah, sure.
You're the same dude, whether you're DJ Spinal Tap, whether you're doing this or you're doing that.
Right.
Like you're the same guy.
I try.
You try, right?
Yeah, I try.
I'm sure other people might differ.
I'm sure there's a lot of DJs out there that would disagree, but no, I try. You know what? One thing about me, just like yourself, the passion. You know, you're gonna bring it.
Yeah.
When you're gonna perform, you know, a show, you're gonna bring it.
Yeah.
And I still have that. You know, if you have me booked, I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah,
that hour or 6 hours, whether it's a wedding or whatever the case may be.
You're putting your pride into it,
right?
You know, so fast forward, and we'll come back to some of that stuff because I definitely want to hear about Senate DJs and a couple other surprises for you there.
Oh,
but
boy.
Fast forward to now, you're still doing shows. You've been doing it all this time. How many shows would you say, if you had to put a number on it, up to this point, would you say you've done up to the today?
Today, 10-year run. I have definitely over 1,000.
1,000.
Over 1,000. That's just DJing. That's not including karaoke. Yeah, I would love to. I'm probably gonna go home and think about that. Because I have the notes. I have all my.
Man, if you do anything for 1,000 times, there are times when it's got to be boring.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Where it's like pulling teeth. They want you to play the chicken dance one more time.
Right. Chicken dance or stay longer.
Cha-cha slide.
Stay longer. Play
Really?
the song next. Tell you how to do your job.
All right.
That's my favorite. When they tell you how to what song next you should play.
Gotcha.
That's my favorite.
All right. So one of the themes today that we're talking about, we've had themes in every episode so far. So this one, we're talking about train wrecks, failures, bad shows, bad performances. But our goal is not to talk about those to make fun of the situation, but to talk about how, hey, it's part of the business. There's no way that you could have done 10 years of shows, 1,000 shows, all the shows I've done, unless you have some good stories about complete train wrecks. So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to talk about, similar in that I had a business, I had partners, we were a bunch of knuckleheads, but we did weddings, we did shows, we did karaoke, and I'm not doing all that stuff anymore. I know you are, so I don't know if you want to share all your worst performances, because those things don't happen to Mac Entertainment, right?
Oh no,
but
never.
On our side, our name was PS3 Entertainment, Pimp Status 3. That was the name of it.
That makes sense.
And it was on our professional business cards too.
Oh, so you have business, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Everything you're talking about, I'm right with you. But one time, it strikes me, I remember, complete train wreck. This is back with MP3s, no DVDs or no CDs. We went to a show, and it was in a hall. I don't think it was a wedding, but I think it was maybe an anniversary or something. Mm-hmm. In a hall, we go there. We have one CD. For some reason, we didn't pack all of our CDs with us. No MP3s at the time.
That's yeah.
So one CD. So you want to know how we got out of it? We had a lot of these situations.
No internet at the time, right? This
is pre laptop.
Everything. Yeah.
Probably that stuff was out, but we weren't on that level yet. We had one CD. I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? They had picked out songs that they wanted to hear. And I'm like, man, all right. So I went up to the kids' table, and I went up to the kids' table and said, hey kids, I talked to your parents. And they said, I can play all your favorite songs. So
that's clever.
If you have, go to the car, go to your cars, grab all your CDs that you have, bring them in. I'm going to play all the songs that you like. They're like, really, everything? I said, yeah, even the ones with the swear words in it.
That is so creative.
Yep.
That's pimp.
So they went. You know what worked too, right?
That's pimp. That's why you're called.
They went to the car, got
cow.
all their CDs, they brought them in, and I start playing these songs throughout the night. Some of them had swear words, and I think one of the parents did come up and say, hey, I don't know if we should play that, but guess what? I got all those kids' parties booked. Wow. The kids were like, that's the best DJ ever.
Do they know that?
They have no idea. When they know
now. Now they know.
They know now. Yeah, once I showed up to the gig,
How much did you get paid for that gig?
I don't know. Back in the day, we were doing for something like that, we're doing $150 an hour.
So write in $150. He'll refund you because you didn't get what you paid for.
They got what they paid for, and they love. That's the thing. That's the thing is, I have a theory, and you tell me if it's true or not.
Okay.
I don't know about when you get paid to do a private show, but when you are paid to just play music, like background music while people are eating, maybe it turns into karaoke later in the night. Do people really listen?
I think music lovers do.
But the average person, are they listening
Probably
to the
not.
music?
I don't know.
I have a theory.
Okay.
They're not listening.
Okay.
And I have some proof. So one time, one of my partners, I said, we have a couple drinks. We're getting crazy. I said, I'm going to play the same song and see how many times it takes before people realize I played the same song.
I've done that.
You've done that?
I've done that.
Because if you've done 1,000 shows over 10 years, you get those days where you're like, you start getting introspective. You're like, I wonder if anyone's even listening.
Right.
I wonder if my existence even matters.
Hello,
Mueller. Right? Universe. Mueller. Yeah, exactly right. So do you remember that song, Wifey? Never try me, because it stay right by me. You're my wifey. Right? I think it was like...
Can you give me another verse?
No, that's... that wasn't the best version. I've fallen off over the years. But so I think the group is Too Close. They sang... Or Next.
Next.
They sing the song Too Close, right? So they have a song called Wifey. And it opens up, never try me, because you stay right by me. I play it.
That was pretty good that time.
You like that?
Hell yeah.
I dug down deep.
Keep you in check there.
Got some squabbles, man. I played it 7 times.
Like
times.
the whole thing.
Just finished, looped 7 times, and then finally someone came from a table and said, you mind switching it up a little bit? But I played the song 7 times before someone said something. Wow. So how does that make you feel? So you said you did this?
21 minutes. You basically about 21 minutes you looped the same song.
Same song, 20 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, I've done that with just more like that'd probably be more recognizable. What you did.
Yeah.
What I was more as like a beat. I did the same kind of beat and phrase. Just kept looping over and over
really?
and over.
So you did it spitefully, or you did it to like prove a point, or were you just that night you were just like, I'm not having it tonight. I'm not feeling it. I don't want to be here.
I think I just forgot. I thought I changed over.
Really? Or you started talking to someone and realized that
talking and I didn't realize, and time must have gone by at least 10 minutes, and no one said anything to me.
Yeah.
I noticed it, and I looked down. I said, I should probably change this song over. But
so I gave you the example of the CDs, and I figured it out, and that ended up working out well. But I can't say they all worked out well. There was one time we went and for some reason didn't pack the other speaker.
Oh man,
how does that happen? Right?
Well,
it never happened to you.
No, it happens.
I couldn't fix that. We started like 3 hours late.
So you had
a backyard party.
Only one speaker?
One speaker.
You just couldn't do it with one speaker?
It wasn't loud enough. There was too many people there.
Oh.
It's like they were standing around, so we put.
Now, how far was this gig?
I don't remember all the details. I just remember it. We ended up getting the speaker, but it was like hours into the show, and they let us know about it, and there was nothing we could do about it. I mean, what do you do at that point? You
just
have
smile.
Speaker, smile.
Well, I'll tell you, I've gone to stores to go buy things that I need on the spot.
Oh yeah, we've done some of that, like adapters and stuff.
You have no choice. Like I'd go buy a speaker if I had to. If there was somewhere I can go buy a speaker, I would just go buy it or something. I don't know. It's that's an awkward feeling.
Yeah,
your body heat goes up.
Yeah. Well, also too, you pride.
Look,
it's a sense of pride. When you're singing on stage, you have pride. Hey, I'm good at what I do.
Sure.
I'm singing. I'm sure it's going to sound good. When you're a DJ and you're not. So unless, are you also turntablist DJ, or are you, this is a business, you're there to provide entertainment. You're playing mixes, you are blending, you're mixing, you're using like Serato or whatever you're using now,
sure.
Right? You're doing that. So you're doing that, but you're not turntablist style DJ, right?
Right. No, I think turntablists are more for shows, for battles and,
right.
It's a different skill that they go through.
Gotcha.
Because if we had a turntablist at a party, I don't necessarily know they would get the crowd going.
Right.
Not that I'm saying that they don't,
right.
but it's different. The
turntablists
turntablists are doing a lot more
place.
tricks. Yeah, I know people when they come out, they want to dance. They don't want to hear someone doing the same tricks over and over. And
all right, so speaking of getting people dancing, and then I want to talk about Senate DJs a little bit. Do you have go-to songs that are like these songs guaranteed to get the dance floor going? These are like your go-to hit songs.
Yeah, probably. I probably do.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a vibe, and you tell me what song's gonna get them going.
Okay.
So you got middle-aged soccer moms, and they're in Vegas. There's 8 of them together. They're in a group. You're the DJ at this club in Vegas, and the dance floor is empty, and you want to get all these soccer moms out there because they're celebrating. It's girls' night, and they don't have their husbands with them. What song or what songs do you play to get them out there? So that they're shaking it up.
Middle-aged soccer
This
moms.
is the female wolf pack.
Female wolf pack.
Yeah,
what age are we talking? Middle-aged soccer? Because nowadays these middle-aged soccer moms, they could be
I'm gonna say
40s, 30s.
late 30s to 50s, somewhere in there.
30s to 50s.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a little maybe. I like 70s.
So disco. Hit them with the disco.
Just a little, get that little disco beat going.
Okay.
Because one thing about me is I can transition pretty quickly to get a different genre or different whatever I need right away. But I definitely would get that 70 beat real quick, just kind of see if I just see like an eyebrow or maybe a foot kind of going or hands or something.
So you're
like
reading
the
crowd, because I talked about this before in another episode, that you got to get an idea of the demographic and the age group of the crowd, and how long ago was it when they were into music? Because let's be honest, most pop music is 18 to 25 or 15 to 25 age. After a certain point, that music's not for you. If you're listening to 103.5 and you're 50, you're not going to like it. It's not for you.
And I've had where I played music and I thought I read them right, and they just were trying to get try to relate to their daughters or their sons or whatever, and
Right.
they were like, oh, no, I'd rather hear this, and it's like that's not true.
So is it? Are you talking about where the parents pay for the party and they want to hear what they want, but it's for their kids?
Yeah, that and but sometimes the parents or the moms are saying we're sticking with these soccer moms. I'll play certain things and they'll be like, no, we listen to actually this, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. That's a whole different kind of.
Really? So if their kids came up, what do you do? Kid comes up right now. He's like, hey man, I want to hear that new Lil Nas X. That Montero song is hot. It's hot. The street sweeper right now. It's banging. I want to hear it. And the mom is said, hey, you do a good job. I'm going to give you a big tip on this one. But if you play this song, don't go. What do you do? Do you keep it real?
No, I don't do it.
You never did it for the kid? Be like, hey, man,
never did it for the
I
kid.
see myself in you. I'm going to play this song.
Never done it.
No?
Never been a fan of it. If they tell me one thing, I never defy them.
Really? Whoever's paying, you...
Whoever's paying is the one that's in control.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Never done it.
Okay, so we're talking about doing shows and the corporate gigs and the private gigs. Let's talk about Senate DJs. What's Senate DJs all about? You got a crew you roll with? Is that?
Yeah, they're from around the United States. Actually from all over. They're actually expanding pretty well. It's almost like a brotherhood fraternity.
Okay.
I was introduced by a gentleman from Pennsylvania, Christopher, DJ Slice, and he visited. DJ Slice, yeah. And he's actually Stevie B's DJ.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, Stevie B's
love
DJ.
Stevie B, man.
Oh, you got to come see him when he comes to Chicagoland. We'll all go.
Dude, let me know.
We'll contact Stevie and we'll get some tickets and we'll go. I've never really asked for any favors, but they're always available to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not one to just, always
I don't think
ask.
Stevie B could come to Chicago, because freestyle's so big here.
Right.
He would come here and people would you recognize Stevie B if you saw him?
I would now because I'm familiar with what he looks like. Yeah. But no, if I was, probably not.
Does he still have the same hair, like the same?
Same hair, same look.
Really?
Yep.
If I were him, I would. I'm like, that's
not the.
You have a brand.
Wait, what hair are we talking about? The one where he's in the mustache.
I remember two types of style where he had like the long curly hair, and then I remember he had like the short.
Now he's
sides,
short.
like almost like a mullet, but with curly hair.
Yeah, he's short size now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Still that's cool, man.
Same energy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So how many DJs roll in Senate DJs? You said it's all over the country, huh?
I couldn't even tell you.
So it's a collective to kind of share, to vibe together, marketing, maybe do shows together.
Yeah, they actually do. They're part of a NOM. It's a big show case for all the new latest DJ equipment, and I'll tell you what, they're just on a different level.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, they are. Some of them, majority of them, are amazing DJs that they inspire me to try to improve. I probably couldn't even compete with a lot of them. And I'm a very competitive person where I prepare and I bring it but they just different levels sometimes. And it actually is based on levels. There's actually different levels of Senate DJs. Yeah, you start an intro with black and then you work your way up in color. So
they have grades like colors levels that you work your way up.
Yes, you have
what
gold,
do you have to do to
just be committed to it, communicate, try to join the meetings as often as you can, inspire.
Okay.
Try to get the word out of my music. And
that word that's a big word for me.
And it's not about money
to share.
That's what I like about them. It's not about money.
Yeah.
There's so many of these groups or concepts in Chicago that I'm not part of. Mm-hmm. Hey, power to them. It's just not for me. Right. Money is one thing, but greed and all that other stuff. But Senate DJs is not about that.
Okay.
It's not about money.
Gotcha.
Hey, let's go make more money. Let's charge more money for our abilities and our skills.
Let's be honest. Being a DJ, you can make a living, you can make money, but especially with COVID, kind of put a wrench into that for some people, but you're doing it for the love at that point.
For sure.
You're doing it because you like it. It's something that, brings a smile to your face. You want to keep that pilot light lit. And also, too, if you're playing a certain type of music, right? So, if you're playing freestyle, right? So, you grew up listening to that stuff. The people that are into you and are drinking your Kool-Aid, they're going to come watch, and what do they want to hear? The stuff that you guys all listen to together. So you have your people that follow you, and they want to listen to that stuff. So who's going to play that? Who's going to play that? So
it's different nowadays, though, too. It's no longer just the freestyle and the house music. People want to hear variety. It's no longer the same.
Well, 90s. 90s is considered like oldies now.
Classics, right? I thought, or something. I don't know. I always get confused. I listen to the radio, I get confused. It says it's this, and then it's that one week, and then 2 weeks later, it's called something else.
So the 90s, if you think about it, 95, right? Okay. So 95, what is that, 25, 26 years ago?
You're doing better at math than me.
All right, so back in the late 80s, go back to the 60s and you thought that was an eternity ago. That was oldies, 50s and 60s back in like the late 80s or 90s.
Now they're called the Dusties, right? Or Goldies?
I don't know.
I don't even know what they're called now.
That's like the difference between like Cougar and Panther. I don't know.
They exist, both.
They both exist. And there's like names
they're
for
not
them.
they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
So like
next episode. There you go.
Next episode we're going to be discussing the difference between Cougars and Panthers.
And the age that must be confusing to them though. Or insulting.
I'm sure someone's got to figure it out.
What music do you think they listen to?
All right, so now you're going to turn it around.
Well, no, I'm just wondering, we're talking about music. I was thinking to myself,
I told you.
I'm going to give you a situation, 2 Cougars and a Panther, at a party. What song do you play?
All right, so can I play music at the zoo? Do I?
I don't know.
All right, so on another episode, I talked about my strategy. Now, I have a DJ here that can let me know if I'm full of shit or not.
Okay.
If this actually works.
Nice.
What I would do is I would go to a show, and I would get the collective average age and demographic of the room. Okay, this is a Caucasian group, average age probably like 40. All right, seems like it's not the rock crowd, more like the dance crowd. So maybe I'm going to do some disco. I'm going to play some Madonna.
Okay.
Right?
So that's right. That's safe, right?
What I
People
would
know
do is
Madonna.
I would figure out how old, like what year it was, around what year it was when they were like 18 or when they were in high school.
Right. That's
because that's usually like
that's
when
correct.
you're for music. That's when you're really into it.
I agree.
Right. So then you go back and say, okay, back in '86, okay, all right, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play some Madonna. We're gonna play this song, and it would work. It would work.
Sure.
Sometimes I would get it wrong. Like you think it's a hip hop crowd, and it's not.
It's not. Right.
Sometimes you're wrong, but
you'll know right away when you're wrong.
The worst feeling as a DJ is when the dance floor is packed and then you play like that cut you think is going to like, wait till I hit him with this one.
But that's not a bad thing though either.
Really?
Well, because if you're at a bar and you have a full packed dance floor, that means you're not drinking. So that's not necessarily a benefit because they have to pay you.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have it's
so you want to get them out there, work up a
sweat,
it's
okay to do a little drop it off and have them leave. As long as you know how to bring them back.
Okay.
And I've done that.
You said that very confidently, like you're confident in your skills.
Yeah. Yes.
You know how to get them back.
I spend so much time on music. It's just
really.
Yes, I am still today current with music. Like I still.
All right. So let me ask you, Mr. Current music guy.
Hold on. Let me Google.
What's hot right now? What's this? What are the streets asking for when you get I can't wait to hear this song.
all that juke music and the hip hop. Hip hop is really popular. It's always been.
Yeah.
But actually, overall, right now, what's hot is Latin music.
Oh yeah.
Latin is so hot.
Yeah.
Like you can't go wrong.
Out here in the burbs, a lot of places around, they're like having Latin night.
Yes. I mean, I'll tell you what. For DJing, Caucasians coming up to me, can you play some Latin music? That never happened.
Really?
Never. Never happened. It was always, can you play some. David Guetta, all the Euro EDM kind of music.
Yeah.
Now it's Latin.
So Senate DJs you're part of that collective, but you're also roll and do shows with DJs locally too that maybe aren't part of Senate DJs as well, right?
Correct.
Like so let's talk about some of the places that you're doing. I know I saw Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yep.
Right. Who's over there doing those shows?
I have a DJ Mario. He's over there.
Okay.
I'll join him when I can. But they also do have Rich Weta and Mixing Oliver over there on different nights.
Okay.
You have a lot of groups that are all over now. I'll tell you what, with COVID, a lot of groups got together. They got maybe I guess you can say stronger in numbers and stronger in appearances or stronger concepts.
Right.
I always try to stay ahead of that competition.
Gotcha.
Or not it's competition. I always try to stay ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, you're no slouch.
No,
you're humble, but you're not trying to be whack.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let me ask you this. So, what's the one show that you've done where you're like, man, it was the best show I ever did? Like, crowd was there, everything you touched was magic, sound sounded great, you were on point, you had the crowd working. You're like, man, this guy DJ Spinal Tap, this guy's amazing.
I don't know.
You don't have one?
I do have one. It's pretty recent.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was pretty recent. Let's see, on point. I don't know. Just lately, I've just been really bringing it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I got some.
Is it
rest.
because you had to have a year off or whatever, where it got taken away from you?
Yes, I tell you what. A whole year taken away. You sit there and think to yourself, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And luckily, with everything that I've built, I was able to survive this whole pandemic. And ever since going back to now these shows that I've been able to do. I'm just a different attitude.
Yeah.
I bring it like it's my last show.
Well, also, too, I mean, you are making money off this. And, when to have that and then to not have it, like everybody, I mean, I remember we hired you for my wife's birthday party, and then we couldn't do it because they all got shut down. And so, like, that's money.
Big time.
That had to hurt, man. To be like, man, I got all these gigs.
I refunded everybody that did bookings for weddings.
Yeah, you were not like an ass about it.
No.
And I understand when some people, because I used to do that, where people would give me a deposit for a wedding and then cancel and say, can I get my deposit back? And I'd be like, well, that's what a deposit's for, man.
Yeah, but not for that, though.
You're better than me, man.
Oh, so sometimes those, I had to. I just didn't. It just wasn't right. And even right now with the weddings calling and stuff, I'm just worried they'd be double booked, triple booked. Can't accommodate them. They still don't know. The places aren't open yet. Not everything's open yet.
I think soon something's going to happen. I know I
keep telling myself soon.
A friend that does weddings and wedding planning, and so they're starting to get gigs and shows and stuff. So I think it's about to start to back up. So, dude, you got to be ready. It's going to happen. You ready to hit them? Are you ready for the comeback?
I don't know. I take it a day at a time. Because I tell you what, I was a wreck. Going before COVID.
Really?
I was eating poorly, sleeping poorly, not working out. You getting
the workouts in?
No, not right now still, but at least I was aware I wasn't doing it at the time. But
see, what had happened was I'm aware that I wasn't doing it.
Right. But now I'm like, I can only imagine if I still kept going at the pace that I was.
That was one of the reasons why I wanted to get out. First off, you got to really be strong and know who you are to be around that lifestyle day in and day out. Getting home 6 a.m, being up late. You got to work when everyone else plays. You're around, you're eating, you're drinking. It's not conducive if you're trying to be good.
Right, for sure. Right, yeah. So, I mean, now I'm like, I'm excited about the world opening and all this opportunity coming my way. And what I've built is still strong and it's getting stronger. But I'm a little worried as far as like, it's a lot of energy.
I think it's going to be different. I'm noticing podcasts have blown up because of it. Think about that. So
I would love to be on one day.
One day it's going to happen.
I hope so.
If we could just find someone that has one that's worth going and spending time on,
check it out, YouTube.
It's going to happen.
Nice.
We'll find one together. I know it's out there.
Thanks.
It reminds me of like that movie Dumb and Dumber where he's like, the town is back that way. There's some guys that would love to oil you up. There is a podcast out there for everyone. You'll just keep looking and you'll find it.
I think so. For sure.
So, man, you're a music guy. I'm a music guy. I like to ask people, what is the music that inspires them? What influences you? So I'm just going to ask you some random fanboy-like questions of musical influences. So we talk about DJing, but it started somewhere. You said you were in choir in high school. So you were singing back then. What was the first song that you ever sang in front of people back in the day that you can remember? Like your first like solo, not in front of like family, like on a stage, or somewhere where you were on display?
In front of an audience, or just in front of
an audience? And
an audience.
Not your parents.
Not my parents.
Good job, mijo. You sound beautiful.
You sound just like her. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Dude,
did you stalk my Facebook and my mom? Is that what's going on?
I called her up.
Yeah, right. What did you call him?
I called him mijo.
That's crazy. What did I? First time I ever sang in front of somebody, an audience. Well, I know high school we did a lot of those.
So you did musical. So Bye Bye Birdie.
Musical Bye Bye Birdie.
Okay.
Did Bye Bye Birdie.
Fellow thespian.
That's a good question.
Okay, so maybe not the first one. I know you remember. You got to remember solos, songs you did. Maybe they all weren't good.
Maybe they all weren't good. Maybe just not memorable. I just had to move forward from them. Yeah, I know when I did band in 2001.
Were you in choir every year in high school?
I was in choir every year. But we sing those cheesy songs. They weren't like fun songs.
Yeah, first in high school.
I did Drunken Sailor. What do you do with a drunken sailor? Like they weren't like memorable like band songs.
Do you remember the harmony? What do you do with a drunken sailor?
I for some reason I can remember On the Beach at Waikiki. You know, on the beach at Waikiki. They were just
well, you sing it so much you remember. I remember the first solo I did in high school in swing choir. It was called Entertainers. Was the swing choir. We had bow ties and vests.
You still have that bow tie.
It's probably a sheet on me now because I was a little fluffy then. But no, it was Billy Joel the longest time.
Oh wow!
Whoa, that's the longest time. And so we had like 6-7 part harmony behind me in a half circle, and I was in front, and I walked up and crowd, and we didn't do a lot of solos, but I had got that solo. If you said goodbye to me, you know,
right? Yeah, for sure.
It's a really good, multi, chorus type harmony, stuff like that. So memorable.
You had good songs. See, I didn't have. See, we had
you had to join the swing choir. That's why
she's long gone now. Sister Joyce. But man, we didn't have cool songs like that.
Really?
I think my solo was On the Beach at Waikiki, and I would say like, "You'll find me in the sand."
Really?
And that was it.
Do you have videos of this? Does he have? We're gonna check and see.
I'm gonna send you some. I think I have some videos of myself.
There's things about you I didn't know. I have a newfound respect. I'm not saying I didn't have it before, but wherever it was, it's higher now.
Because I was in choir.
Because you have some of this hidden stuff, these gems,
Yeah, I was in choir, musicals, and I did plays. I was in act. I was big. I loved acting. I was always a goofball.
Really?
Yeah.
Voted
class clown.
Really?
Would that surprise you?
Wow. So they nailed that, huh?
Yeah. They thought I'd be famous back in grammar school because I was just like a goofball. And I just
class clown is like most likely to be funny about some shit.
Probably not. Probably most serious, right? They're like, well, I'm not trying to be funny.
But I don't see that. I see you're serious. I just think you have fun doing what you do.
I do have fun. I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I met my wife. I was a jokester.
Really? She straightened you out?
No. No. Probably not. I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
All right. So we'll come back to this. I want to ask, so on the music tip, we talk about influences.
Okay.
The first, I can't say record anymore, a record, CD, MP3 that you purchased with your own money.
Well, is this before the 1 penny, you get 10 for free, and then you got to buy 3 in the end?
I'll count that because you
Do you
put
remember
work
that?
in.
Do you remember that?
Yes. And
I still owe them.
Did anybody ever pay them in full?
No.
Is it still in your credit?
I probably don't even know what it would know.
I still, you know what? I still think for like the baby boomers, I think it still exists. I think they still have like all these hits on one CD, including Kanye West.
You're right.
If they just had an iTunes account, if they just had Spotify, right?
Right. You're right.
And they would have those cheesy like little infomercials, and they had the song scrolling down. You also get the song including this hit.
Right.
Right?
For sure. Man, you're taking me back here.
See?
We got to go back to the record store.
So what were the songs, though, that like if you were going to buy?
Believe it or not, for me back then, I mean, you had the cassettes, the individual cassettes, right? I'm actually a huge rock fan.
Really?
Yes. Huge.
Me as well.
Yes.
What type of rock?
I grew up, like back then, Goo Goo Dolls, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Would be me. Would definitely be me.
Is that what prompted you to have the Mohawk? Is it because you had a little bit of rock about you? You
always, yeah. I loved it. When I went to
I saw a picture. I think you had like wristbands.
I had the wristbands.
Yeah, you were very...
No tattoos, though.
No tattoos.
No tattoos.
So
never been a fan of tattoos.
Yeah. Spikes?
Always wanted to. No spikes.
No
spikes. None of that stuff.
Because I don't think you can just do the Mohawk on its own. I think you have to like
accessorize
it with
well,
other
I pulled
things.
it off. I thought I pulled it off.
What did you have? So you were a waiter. Did you have 37 pieces of flair on your...
More. It was a collection. Like,
did you?
I still have it. I'll bring it next time.
So I nailed that. You really did have...
We had to.
Really?
They were called pinheads. They collect it, and it was like
buttons.
A huge thing. Yeah. It was a huge thing.
Tell me about some of these buttons. Where did you have like I did like the Michael Jackson buttons? Did you have like Boys to Men buttons or like Goo Goo Dolls?
No, they were just like weird creations that people would submit, and it wasn't like they would have a lot of Beatles, pins, just different concepts from all over, and you would trade and you would buy these things, and they're huge. They're really huge in that stuff. It was insane.
Oh, making you wear all the...
Well, making them wear it and then people purchasing it.
Like, so you can say where you worked at, right?
Why not?
I worked at Burger King for a couple of weeks. I can say it.
Yeah, I worked at Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, huge fan of it. It was awesome. Yeah, that was great. At the time, I was like, man, I'm here. I'm finally here in Chicago.
So it's funny, man. Like, you have this path where you have kind of hung out in the music business since you were a kid.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Not just DJing now and being a business owner and networking with people, also like being in choir and theater and acting, being in a band. So let's talk about the band deal, right?
Sounds like a good time.
So was the Mohawk before or after what's the name of the band?
Oh, My Mind's Eye. Originally it used to be Disillusion, but we ended up in My Mind's Eye.
Okay. And so if you were going to give me the elevator pitch for My Mind's Eye.
My Mind's Eye.
So introducing next, My Mind's Eye, and then you would say what?
What's going on? Hello, everybody.
What's their deal? How many members?
There was 4 of us.
Yeah,
bassist, guitarist, drummer, and myself. I was a singer. I was a vocalist.
So you were the lead singer.
Lead singer. I always thought the other singer was better. Greg. There was Greg, Brian, and Ray, and I always thought Greg had a great feel for the passion when he sang.
Okay.
Like, he got me. I was like, wow, this guy's really good.
Okay. So if I was going to listen to The Mind's Eye and you were going to set out and be like, all right, they're kind of a mix between like Journey and Goo Goo Dolls. Or like,
We got more like Creed. Well, our covers has pretty much defied our music, our originals. We had plenty of originals.
Okay.
We would do Filter, Creed, Alice in Chains.
So would you call that like new metal back then?
I don't even know what would be considered back then. It was just alternative rock.
Alice in Chains, alternative.
I always called everything alternative
Q101?
rock until recently.
Gotcha.
I just
Is
always
Q101 still around?
Yes, I still listen to it. It's changed a lot, but I still listen to it. It's just a force of habit.
Yeah.
Like I can't get away from it. I tried other stations, but I always click
Why?
Q101.
Because that is your time. That's
Yeah,
the time
that's
music
it.
meant something, right? It's connected to you.
Yeah,
You
but
you have stories of songs. This is like part of your psyche now, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So what type of shows did The Mind's Eye do? Did you guys did you guys get all into it? Like, were you wearing like similar stuff but different? You didn't have like matching outfits?
No matching outfits.
No.
Just rockers. I think I even wore leather pants back in the day.
Leather pants?
Yeah, leather pants. I had leather pants tight. They were tight.
If we creep your Facebook, would we find this picture?
I think you can.
All right, so I put myself out there. I showed pictures of me with blonde hair before.
I'll give it to you. It was sunglasses. I was a big fan of wearing sunglasses.
Okay.
I always wanted to wear sunglasses.
Gotcha.
Because I like to close my eyes and sing when I really get into it.
That's good.
Just that approach.
I'm like that too. I make a lot of faces.
I make a lot of faces. Yeah.
I'm a face like singer. Who else? Someone said to me sometime like, "Oh yeah, Jessica Simpson. Remember Jessica Simpson?
Yes.
She used to do that. Like make all these weird faces. Like some people just have that. Like when
Like you're
sing,
extra.
They're extra. Yeah, but you're so into it, you don't care what your face does.
Right.
This is like before the internet. Like now, they come up singing in a mirror and on camera from birth, so they're all like picture perfect. Like someone like a Justin Bieber. Like man, that kid grew up in front of a camera.
That kid's very talented, by the way.
He is.
Did you see the movie? I took my daughter. I saw the movie.
I did not see the movie.
I never realized.
Did it give you a newfound appreciation for Justin
For
Bieber?
him, yes. He did.
Yeah?
Yes, he did. I saw the movie and I was like, you know what,
Be honest, are you a believer?
No, but I believe that the kid's
You don't
great.
believe in...
He's talented. I can just say he's talented. I listen to his music. I don't mind his music. I don't really mind anyone's music. But when I saw the movie, I was like, wow, this kid really went through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny the talent.
No. As you see the movie, the kid is talented.
Yeah.
Plays the drums, plays guitar. Pretty much, he's just musically inclined. He just can do anything with music.
So The Mind's Eye. Like, this isn't
Eye.
just an idea that you had. This is stuff that you're into. This is like music that you listen to, right? These are your influences, right?
I don't even know, really. Back then in high school, when they approached me, when they're like, hey, you want to come audition? I was like, oh.
Tell me about the audition.
It's like, oh, my God.
Set it up for me. Where'd you audition at?
We auditioned in a faraway place in the suburbs. At the time when you don't have a car, you think everything's far.
Yeah.
It was out past, I don't know, somewhere off Kingery Highway.
Was it like at a house? Or
it was at a house. It was a parent's house. They had a whole setup. They had, first time I ever seen equipment, like
How
legit.
old were you?
Oh, it must have been like 21.
Yeah.
Back in 01. So what is that? I don't even know.
It's 20 years, man.
20 years. So 20, about 21 years old.
So,
21 years old.
So how did that audition go? Did you have something you had to sing, or did they say, okay, we just want to hear you?
They gave me a list of songs to learn.
Okay.
One of them was The Flies, Got You Where I Want You.
Okay.
And they gave me a Filter, Take a Picture. They gave me some Nickelback, How You Remind Me, and all that stuff. And both of them, the timeline's correct. But I remember walking down there, and there's the mic stands, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we're gonna play something for you.
Okay.
And they did, and I was like a fan.
Of the stuff they played?
Of the stuff they played and how they played. I was like, holy cow, they're good.
Yeah.
And then...
all right, be honest, did you think you were good enough for them?
No.
Really?
No. I was
Why?
like...
I mean, if you talk about your history...
I just thought, what am I doing here? What do you need me for? Like, you already have a singer. Greg can sing already.
Yeah.
Brian...
multiple singers get different vibe, different sound.
I just thought they were a complete band. They could have done anything they wanted.
Really?
Yeah, they just said that they wanted to focus more on their instruments, on their playing. And they didn't want to worry about singing. So that's where I came in.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that.
So I got, kind of lucky on the break. And, Brian can sing too. He's got the high voice. He sings the high.
Yeah, so you got harmonies going, right?
Harmonies going. And they really rocked it. I was really impressed.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the stuff. So now I'm sure you still sing karaoke too, right?
I try. I wish I would sing it more than I do.
What stuff do you sing on karaoke? Is it that stuff that like Filter and Goo Goo Dolls and all that stuff, or do you sing?
I've
heard you sing other stuff.
Yeah, I like singing the oldies.
I think I saw you one time. You were doing a night at the bar at Striker Lanes.
Okay.
I think we were there one night. We did karaoke.
That's what happens when you drink. You know, I think we were harmonizing. We're flashing back. We were. Yeah. I think they were trying to kick us out because we were there for so long.
That is, if I have,
time.
it was yes, yeah. I think we shut it down. Yeah, that's my favorite time. Is like you get some drinks going and then you sing the songs people don't think you like.
Right.
You know, actually, I love Smashing Pumpkins. I love singing 1979.
Hell yeah.
Shake down 1970. Right, that.
Today is the greatest today. Yep, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that stuff. Most people don't think I would sing those types of things.
Oh, I'll tell you what. When I've done karaoke shows, there's some times where I would never think that the person's going to sing that song, and when they submit the ticket and I read it, I'm like, wow, I didn't think that.
Really?
Yeah. They sing rock. Rock music sometimes. Like, wow. That's great, because a lot of times they sing the funny songs or the traditional songs. I love when someone sings a rock song.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So who is the best karaoke singer that comes out currently that you've heard like, wow, this person's really good. They always get the crowd going. Go and give them a plug. Like someone out there that you know.
Man, I'll tell you, that's a good one because I can't remember their name.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like
what song do they sing?
They always sing Bon Jovi.
Really?
Bon Jovi songs.
Jovi. What is it about Bon Jovi is like those are the money songs. Reminds me of this guy.
Because it's got some brass in it. It's got a rock. It's got a little bit of everything. This is the song.
Broken heart.
Right.
All right. So I'm not going to put his name out in the street. My wife knows this story, but Bon Jovi.
Okay.
So, back in the day, young single dudes going out to karaoke, right? You're singing, you're going to get some attention. If you're decent,
sure.
You're up there, you're singing, drinks are flowing.
Right.
Numbers are getting passed around, There's this guy used to come out, would sing rock. It was amazing. Like for that rock stuff, like Bon Jovi, any 80s metal. The guy just had the voice. Awesome. I always knew when there was a hot chick in there that he was trying to throw game at.
Impress, right.
Yeah, impress. Because he would always sing Bed of Roses.
Oh, God. Song.
And I'm not joking. I would be talking to someone. I would say, yeah, so Craig and them, and all of a sudden I'd hear, I want to lay you down. And I would look around and be like, where is she?
Oh, man.
He's up there. Where is she? Oh, there she is. And it'd be packed, and I would look, and I would find every single time.
A lot of cheese going on with that song. There's always those songs like that. Bed of Roses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just knew, it was just money. That was his go-to song.
Right.
That he had.
That was it.
Yeah.
He was reeling them in.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What are your go-to songs? Clearly, you don't live that life, but you're going up there. You want to get the crowd going. You got a new gig. I used to have to do this. Got a new gig. I got to get up there. I got to impress them a little bit. Sing a couple songs. I used to do Stray Cats.
Oh yeah, that's a hard song.
Yeah,
Stray Cats.
Love that Saturday night.
Right.
Yeah,
that's good.
I got lyrics. I'm not the best lyric person.
I can't remember.
I'm a melody guy. Whenever I learn a song, I learn the melody.
Okay.
And the words are irrelevant.
Right. It doesn't matter. I don't think anyone's paying attention anyways fully what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're just trying to hear if you could do a good pitch.
Yeah, no, I think, man, and I love having you on because we talk about like the karaoke subculture. I remember in the late 80s, early 90s, man, karaoke started getting like big, and places would pay a lot of money to have them. And as time has gone on, it's like you'll get some places that'll have karaoke on a Friday or Saturday night, but they usually do it like on a Thursday. They won't burn their Friday.
They don't
want
to burn their Friday, Saturday. Right.
Not everyone wants to sit there and hear people sing.
They want to bring people in on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Exactly.
But there's some bar. You either dedicate, and this goes out to the bars. You either dedicate yourself to having karaoke shows.
Do it right too.
Do it right.
Put a little effort into it.
Do it right.
Personality up there.
Right.
Get a crowd of people that aren't hating.
Right.
I went to a gig not too long ago, and this place doesn't always do karaoke, and they did it. And I went up and I sang. I think I did like Ed Sheeran, just something to try to get the crowd.
That's
going.
hard.
The guy was booing me.
Ed Sheeran, that's hard.
It's not an easy song.
That's not
singing my heart out. The guy was booing me. The guy was booing me in the back of the room. He was like a regular. And so I'm just like.
Was it that bad? Or was it just.
No, it sounded fine.
Okay.
He was just hating.
He just hated the fact it was a slow kind of.
Honestly, I could speculate what it was. It wasn't that one.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Maybe I'm loving
that's
you
hard.
till 70.
That's hard.
Right.
It's a lot of breathing going on there.
I have pipes, man. I can do.
You gotta breathe.
I have good lungs.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
this guy was like booing, like hard booing me. Like first couple times, okay, cool. You know what?
Wow.
Not everybody's gonna like you when you sing, and that's okay,
No.
right?
You're right. You're
After
gonna
like
have
the
haters.
third or fourth one, I'm like, this dude's like trying to like fight.
Right.
Like, it was,
for sure.
He's like he let it be known, joke, cool, and then kept on going. I'm like,
Past the line, yeah.
this is gonna be a problem.
Did you say something?
I did, when the song, I finished this as a professional. I didn't leave my post. Have a lot of integrity. I didn't leave my post. I finished the song.
But did you call him out like during that break?
No, my friend took care of it for me.
Oh, that's wow.
Yeah, she's
yeah,
like,
muscle.
took care of it. I got people that are like,
Man.
He's, I've been trying to get out more and sing, and I would love to come out all your different spots or whatnot, like Hall of Fame is a place.
I'll do a special one, yeah. Because it takes time to build up karaoke shows.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to put a lot of budget into it too to get the word out. It's not.
Yeah.
It's so competitive nowadays.
Well, because it doesn't take much to get like doing a podcast like this right
Right.
here. Like there's so many people that are doing it. Why are people going to watch? You got to have something different. You got to have, people that are already interested in, you, Spinal Tap. Like
Sure.
you got people that like, if you're going to do something, you take it seriously. You got people that are listening.
Well, the thing is too is that you also got to step up your shows. Like I tried doing spotlight karaoke is the new thing I'm trying to do, where you have a spotlight on you, and then hopefully we record you, and then post it because everyone loves the extra attention. But then you got to train the person to understand how to do that, though. If I can't be there all the time,
that's the thing is you got to be able to train your people.
Exactly, and then that's where it gets a little difficult, or remind them to even, hey, offer the service. Hey, we can record you.
Yeah,
we'll post it for you because people love that stuff.
For sure.
I know me and you, we'd be like, yeah, sure, record us.
I'm totally down. You want to do like a spotlight thing, do a couple songs? I definitely get some people out.
Right.
What are the other spots that you're doing? So right now you got Hall of Fame that you
Hall of Fame, which is in Lyons. You got Shenanigans, not back yet. That's right there in Division Street in Chicago. Louis Lounge right there in Melrose Park right now is a go.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are kind of just at a halt. I was doing Timothy O'Toole's for a good 8 years.
Yeah, you were doing that for a while.
A long time. And that came to a halt. Just different direction. Karaoke, like I said, karaoke right now is it's different. It's not when I remember when you used to do your shows in Forest Park.
Yep, Kelly's.
People
all my Kelly's
came.
people.
Right,
It's the greatest time of my life ever. It was awesome.
Shout out.
Yep.
And it's changed. It's changed quite a bit as far as the crowd bringing and to get the consistency of having that crowd.
Oh yeah,
every week,
There's
each weekend, each week out.
There's a gig. There's a place on the north side. I think it's called Teddy O'Brien's. Teddy O'Brien's up in Mundelein.
Okay.
It's not super fancy, bougie spot, but nice, chill spot. I went there to meet some family and sing a little bit, and it was like everybody was very welcoming. You can tell they were like regulars singing.
Sure.
They're like,
That's good.
I think I sang Me and Mrs. Jones.
That's a good song.
Right?
Yeah, that's a jam.
For people that like sing, like it's a fun song.
That is a good song.
Yeah, I did that one. I think I did some Elvis, try to read the crowd, and they were coming up to like, let's sing something together. It's something like when you get people that sing that are not egotistical, like it's fun.
For sure.
You don't have to sit there and put on a show like to pretend or whatever the case is. It was awesome. I don't know who that guy up there is. It's another big company that does karaoke up there. But there's a lot of spots. If you go into the city and you're willing to go up to the north side, there's places that do it like every night of the week.
Every
on
night
a
of the
Friday.
Week.
On a Saturday.
Oh yeah, that was it. Uncle who? I can't remember what it's called. Fat Daddies or not Fat Daddies? It's called Uncle.
Fat something.
It's Fat something.
Yeah.
They're known for it.
Yeah.
But
there's like another place like a tropical. What is it called? Where they wear like. I forgot the name of it. They've been doing it forever. It's like karaoke every night of the week. But like, you're in close quarters over there.
Right.
People are getting some beers and they just want to sing.
Right.
They just want to sing I Will Survive over and over again.
Oh, yeah. Or
what's a song, or what are some songs that you never want to hear again because karaoke has ruined it for you?
Hands, touching hands.
Reaching out.
Just want to shoot myself sometimes.
2 a.m. when the bar's about to close and everyone's hammered. That's actually a good song. Sweet Caroline.
No, it's not. Even just the fact that you hit that note right there made my ears just like bleed a little bit. I don't mind it.
I didn't warm up before.
I know it's a good song. You know what? It's not a bad song.
All right. What are the songs in karaoke that are like, okay, I think of all the songs, like if I hear them again, they're great songs, but I've heard them so much. I Touch Myself, The Vinyls. When I think about you,
It's just so cheesy, right? Because the girls act so stupid with it.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, you know, Madonna. But I'm not a fan of Love Shack. Oh, I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear
song.
Love Shack.
It's like 9 minutes, 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, or even long songs. When someone puts that song in, and it's like a 7-minute song.
You know what? Rapper's Delight. People go up and do Rapper's Delight. It's like 8 minutes, and there's like 10 verses, and no one knows all of them.
Right.
And no one can ever do them all.
Right.
And then you're up there for 10 minutes.
Or just people to put songs in there that are really good. They shouldn't even never sing it. You're killing it.
Yeah.
You know, like rap songs, especially rap songs.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
What do you mean?
songs.
Like they're not good at them? Do you like people that like stuff that's not their style?
They think they're good. You know.
I have that problem.
You know.
I'll go up and I like think I see.
I found a love.
Vocalists have to be comfortable with how they sound. Like I remember watching a soundbite of Christina Aguilera. She says she can never listen to herself sing. Makes her cringe.
That's me. I don't like to listen to myself.
Really?
No.
Is that just because you're listening to everyone's feedback?
No, I just like my DJ sets when I DJ live or when I DJ afterwards, I just don't listen to it. Like I'll surprise my wife sometimes. I'll be like, "Wow, who is this?" And she's like, "Stop! You're just trying to feed your ego." I'm like, "No, I don't remember doing this."
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
Really
Because
listen.
it was good. I'm not being.
I
funny.
enjoyed it
because it was good, and you.
Because it got me in a mood. Like I was feeling it.
Right.
You know, and I was like, "Oh, wait."
I'm like that sometimes. If I'm not feeling it, like I never want to like force it when I'm singing. Like
right.
Oh,
that's rough.
I have this purist thing about me where it's like if I'm not into it, I can't do it.
Right.
Like I'll do it, but it's gonna be whack.
Of course, you're still gonna. Now, are you one of those karaoke singers that I noticed that practice before they go up? They put the phone to their ear.
No.
And
I don't practice enough.
No.
No, I just wing it. I've always said it's a problem. It's a problem because when you try to do something like you're in band, you got to practice. I have like a buddy who's got a band. He's like, we don't practice. We do the same like 10 songs.
Oh God.
Because we don't ever get it together and practice. So like karaoke. You kind of roll with it. I figure like this.
Well, what song are you scared of to sing? Like if there's a song right now, like I'll tell you right now, a song for me that I love to sing, but I always say, you know what, if you're gonna do this song, you really gotta bring this one because you can't mess up.
What
is Radiohead "Creep" for me?
Really?
Yes.
I'm a creep.
I love it. I will sing it all the time. I would love to sing it, but that part.
Oh yeah.
You got to bring it.
Yeah.
But it's also worrisome too because if you mess up that note, it's going to be noticeable if your voice cracks.
I think it depends. Like I've thought about this. Some people can go up, not hit any note, and people will applaud for them. And then you get other people that go up, sing it flawlessly, and they're like, whatever, you know you're good. Get off.
That's me. I'm that kind of host.
Really?
Yeah, where people are just like, you know, they're professional karaoke's, but that's it. That's
well, it depends on how like so you know.
But you got a personality though.
And I don't go there. Like when I go to a place, I don't just go in there and just try to hit a note. I'll go in there and sing some fun stuff first, and then pepper in a good song.
So you're setting them up.
You are.
You're setting up the crowd basically.
It's a good thing.
You're creating
people
that's fine.
Especially if they have like their own crowd, and you're gonna come in. Like I've done that.
That's
contest.
the best. Isn't it the best feeling?
What?
I've been to places. There's a place in. Well, now I live actually in North Riverside, but it's called the Village Pub, and they were known for having these like phenomenal karaoke singers.
Really?
And if you didn't know the host, you would have been on this list like 15 deep.
Really?
You know, and then you have to wait for your turn where everyone will sing twice. And you're like,
it's politics to this.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, but so you talked about songs that would intimidate me. Mm-hmm. I don't know. If I'm not trying to take it serious, I'll sing anything.
But what's a song?
But if the only thing that would intimidate me is something that I would want to sing and try to sound good at, that's just not in my range.
Okay.
You know, and if you
But there's not one song that every time you sing it, you're like, you know what? There's always that one part. Like, Bino, be relaxed. Relax. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. And then you sing it and you're like, oh, I did it perfect again.
Yeah.
But have you messed up in that same spot?
You know what? Since we're talking about train wrecks in this episode, so I did a contest. By the way, I'm not the best at it. Depends. If it's a dive bar, I can win those contests all day. If it's like first like something legitimate that's not going to change my life.
There's a lot of politics in dive bar competitions.
There is too. I've lost a couple. But so I did this contest in the South Side.
Okay. You want to name the spot?
Yeah. Okay. I did it at 115 Bourbon Street.
Boo. I was there. I heard about it. It was big. It was big. It was in the Bourbon Street newspaper.
It was it's big. Hey man, this place is monstrous. If you ever gone to the South Side Chicago, I think it's like 80,000 square feet. It's like the biggest club in the city.
But they have terrible competitions of karaoke.
Well, it depends. So like they had because I didn't win. Is that what you're saying?
I think you tried. I was a fan.
No, I did well. I made it to the finals. The last couple people in there. But one week I sang Tennessee Whiskey. It's one of my go-to songs.
It's a hard song.
I think I blazed that song and it's good. But so I have a falsetto, the falsetto voice. And
what is a falsetto for anyone listening? In case
falsetto, I don't think I can hit it right now. But
no,
yeah, because I wasn't prepared to hit the falsetto.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you an example. Like Maxwell, the singer Maxwell, he sings in his falsetto voice. Where you hit that high note.
Yes.
And you use a different style in your voice, and it allows you to hit like high notes, but it's softer.
Right.
Anyways, can't do it any justice right now. It's not gonna sound right.
Okay.
But anyways, so Tennessee Whiskey's got a part in it at the end, and the problem with falsetto is you have to be able to hear yourself. We got headphones on.
Is that
so
true?
we can hear.
You have to hear yourself.
I think you have to hear yourself. Well, here
or practice enough.
It's probably a combination of both, but how their setup is there. It's really this is the excuse that I have built in.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it sounded like a. It sounded like an excuse.
I'm not I take singing seriously. If I'm having fun and the gloves are off and we're singing Love Shack, I don't care how I sound. I'm drinking.
Sure.
But if I'm in a contest or I'm trying to show my skills, I'm not cracking. I'm not missing notes.
Okay.
But on this day, I missed bad, and I didn't just miss like you kind of come up on the note and work your way up. Man, this thing was just like the note was here, should have been here, and it was way over here. I couldn't hear myself. The monitor, I just for some reason, and it was bad. And I rebounded strong, and I'm like, okay, I gotta finish strong, and then I finished. I think I advanced that week, even though I hit a bad note. But
right.
I usually don't do stuff like that. Remember, my wife was like, I don't think I've ever heard you hit a note like
crack
that.
under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
It happens.
Like an athlete, you have an off game.
What do you think caused you to? Is it because you couldn't hear, or your voice wasn't ready enough?
I'm just gonna blame that I couldn't hear myself. Honestly, it's contests. It's a problem for me, like validation, like proving myself to people.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Like I have to put lightning in a bottle. Like I have to like I can be this great vocalist or whatever, but if I don't sing the right song to get the crowd going, then I'm gonna lose.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself
because you take it serious.
I mean, I used to do what's it, honey and lemon before I sing. Yeah. Honey and lemon before I sing all the time.
Yeah,
I took it. So that's how serious I took it when I would perform. Like I was.
But then you would go up there and scream though.
And I would be shouting and rocking it out.
Like, what are some like scream songs that like you would have to do? Trying to think the artists you named there. I mean,
Nickelback.
Smashing Pumpkins has some.
Nickelback, believe it or not.
Nickelback.
When I first started singing, I never thought I was going to be able to sing "How You Remind Me" by Nickelback.
Really?
Yes.
You were in a Nickelback cover group.
No.
You sang Nickelback songs? Have you admitted this to anyone else before?
Nickelback is huge. I don't know what everyone's talking about.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they you know the songs.
Everyone knows the songs. They sold hundreds of.
Yeah, this is how you remind me.
Yeah, millions of albums.
Millions.
Yeah.
People hate them though.
People have a secret. People are like, it's like back in the day, you used to have a joke I used to say about Spice Girls. Like Spice Girls, they sold so many records,
right?
But no one would admit buying their stuff.
Sure. New Kids on the Block. Remember New Kids on the Block for us?
I was definitely that dude.
I still know the lyrics.
You what?
I still know the lyrics of some of the New Kids on the Block. Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
BFFs?
Dude, New Kids on the Block was serious.
The right stuff.
Dude, New Kids on the Block, man, they had some songs that were dope.
Hell yeah. I mean, I still play them every now and then. I'll throw it in the mix.
Really? Mm-hmm. Do you sing karaoke, New Kids on the Block?
No, maybe once, but I don't think I've ever that's my list of songs.
Yeah.
So
I'm just going to hit you with these questions. What is your favorite performance? You said you couldn't think of the first one that you did.
Well, for DJing, I know recently I was at Perception. It dawned on me. I was just at Perception maybe last month.
Yeah.
And one thing I like doing when I go to these bars and I get to be a guest DJ, which is my thing right now, is I get to perform or play with other DJs that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
And I'm coming to their house. I guess you could say it's their house. They're the resident DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I enter in, I'm thinking to myself, all right, be calm. Plug in don't make little mistakes, because a lot of audio technique, you still got to plug yourself in.
Yeah, got to be able to hear yourself.
Take my time, plug myself, make sure everything works, make sure the laptop's ready to go, make sure the drive works.
Yep.
And then, just I go somewhere else. I couldn't tell you where, but
really?
Yeah, I mean, I
think that's serious. I think it's called flow state. When you focus, you get into this flow state where you kind of zone out,
And all I see is the crowd. That's all I see.
Okay.
All I see is people in the room. Specifically individually people, and I'm watching their body language and I'm feeding off of that.
Yeah. No, I can relate to that. Like when you play a song, I would look across the dance floor and see okay, they're responding to that.
Right.
They're going to like that.
Right.
You want to cater to the people you know are going to reward you by getting other people out there.
Mm-hmm. And then you got to perform. Like besides DJing and pressing buttons, I like to jump around. I like to interact with my turntables and try to do different tricks. I don't know if I'm successful at them, but I like to do my launch pad and have fun and stay interactive with what I'm doing. And
how do you teach that? Because you said you got people that you want to have do it, but you have to be able to, like, they know how to hit play and they know how to loop stuff, but how do you teach them personality? How do you do that? That's not easy. We couldn't find when we had multiple systems.
What we're doing, like the microphone is the very first step.
Yeah.
I think anyone should learn for entertainment. Just being able to talk in a mic, the different tones, projecting your voice. That's important. And I think if you can talk in front of a crowd, I think school, like I was in speech in high school. I don't know if you took speech in high school.
I've taken speech classes.
I don't even know if they offer that still. I have no idea.
They should.
They should. And it helped me.
Public speaking is so important.
Very important.
Yep.
And I think if you can public speak first, get past that part where you're nice and clear with what you're doing, then your body, what you're talking with your hands are going to start. And then same thing when you transition with DJing, you're like, hey, I got the crowd.
I draw the connection with you the same way, but I do it. I think of it the opposite. So I tell people professionally, I have to speak in front of a lot of people, and they say, "Do you have any problem getting up in front of the room?" And I'm like, if I can sing in front of 1,000 people, I can definitely give a speech.
Sure. Well, maybe not everyone can do that though.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be harder to give a speech because
I can prepare for it. I know what I want to say. I don't have to worry about like stressing to hit the notes, whether or not I was screaming all night.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's
it reminds me of a story. I'm in high school. I'm in choir, and the night before we went out to like a amusement park or something. I remember being on a roller coaster and screaming all night. Screaming when you're a vocalist is a big no-no, right? Next morning we had to get up, go to Morton East. Okay. We had to do like a pancake breakfast or something. This is like high school, and I had a solo. Told you I had the Billy Joel solo. So I get ready to sing, and I get up there. I'm so hoarse, so bad, nothing's coming out.
Oh.
The song starts, and it's like, if you... Nothing.
Oh, God.
Nothing. And it was just complete train wreck. I got through it.
Did you do the arm swing? Like, pretend like you're...
We had dance moves. We dressed like Boys II Men when they came out. Do you remember Boys II Men when they came out? They had the bow ties, the suits.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
And we had the dance moves.
Right.
Shoot with the hands, doing a starburst. We had names for the moves. This was called the starburst.
I was going to say, I don't remember ever reading anywhere on YouTube it's a starburst, but I believe you now.
All right. So all you swing choir people out there that were in the jazz ensemble,
Spirit Fingers.
Singing,
that's all I know, but I never heard starburst.
I remember this. It was called Entertainers. It was the swing choir, Morton West and Morton West East together, and we would sing and dance. There was the choir.
That's cool.
They were like the regular police,
right?
And then it was entertainers. We were like SWAT.
Wow.
They called us in when they wanted to hit them with the heat.
Like SWAT, huh?
SWAT was like, this is a job for
you guys. Keep it up. SWAT's going to be here any minute now.
Keep
and
it up.
Do some sparkles or whatever.
Entertainers going to come in here and do it's Starburst.
Oh, Starburst. Sorry.
Yes, there's names.
How could I forget?
You're going to get some enemies in the dance community because there's names for this stuff. Like choreographers name all this stuff. They're
my
like,
email is going to blow up. My bad.
We would be in rehearsals for entertainers, and they'd be like, all right, we're going to do a starburst, and then we're going to do a 3-4-5, hit them with the hip shake, and then come back, hit them with the salute, and then go back to the starburst.
Wow.
The weird names for everything. I'm surprised you never, like theater's the same way. They block
I danced in a cotillion one time, or quinceañera one time, and that was the only time I ever had to remember dance moves like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that.
That's difficult.
So that story, I said all that, I sang, and I was hitting, I was not even just cracking, nothing was coming out. End of the show, out of nowhere, some mom gets up in the front. She's like, whoever's doing the sound should be ashamed of themselves. This kid is up here singing his heart out, and the music doesn't work. And my buddies were like, how did you get away with that?
Well, kind of like when you got away with no CDs back in the day when you was at the party.
Sneaky, man.
You are
slick.
sneaky. That's what it
slick.
is.
I'm telling you, my wife hates
slick.
How many times I mess up words when I sing. She hates it.
Oh, that's me all the time.
She hates it. You too?
Oh, yeah. I kept messing up the same song. I practiced all the time. Flawless.
What song?
It was original that we did in the band. It was called My Life.
So wait a minute. An original track and you didn't know the words and it was your...
I didn't write it. Unfortunately, I didn't write it. Greg wrote it and I just could never get the words right.
Yeah.
When I did, though, it was amazing.
Did you get the melody right at least?
Oh, of course, yeah. You can't mess with the melody. But
so what do you do like when you don't know the words? You stop singing and
I
just
smile.
make up words?
Yeah.
You got $1 million smile though. So
yeah,
you
just go, just whatever I got to do, and just get through it and, go into the chorus. And it's happened to me plenty of times.
Really?
Oh, that's my band right now. When we just performed recently, they made sure that I had actually a sheet. Well, nowadays technology, I had an iPad.
So they basically gave you the training wheels that said, okay, look, you can sing for us, but you have to have the lyrics.
Well, this is before, I always had a problem with lyrics.
Really?
No matter what.
I will say I think it's tougher. When I was a kid, my daughter now knows every lyric of everything, and I was the same way when I was a kid. I think it's just part of getting older, man.
Well, no, but I mean, imagine though if you were to take your daughter who knows the lyrics now and you put her in front of 1,000 people, is she gonna remember those lyrics? It's different when you're performing. Like when I do practice, flawless. Then when you're live and you got so much going on in your mind, like, hey, you're standing still while singing, you got to be a little more interactive.
I'll agree a little with that.
It's a little different.
So we watched a couple videos before we started the podcast, and we're talking about, train wrecks, times in your life where maybe your performances sucked. And Michael Bolton actually did that. Michael Bolton, you can check it out. We'll put the link in the description afterwards. Michael Bolton did the national anthem. So you think Michael Bolton, man, this guy can't do any wrong.
No.
Like he's how many babies do you think Michael Bolton is responsible for?
Probably while we're here today doing a podcast.
No, I'm saying like back in the
I don't know.
Not now. I don't think he's doing anything now. But like I would say like in the 80s, early 90s, when the Michael Bolton music came on, kids were being made.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Lights were low. Michael Bolton. Like people think of him, they think vocalist. And he's like classically trained too. He gets up, sings national anthem.
That hair.
He's in like one line, has to pull out his notes while he's singing and look at his notes. And he was messing it up and then ended up finding the lyrics and catching it. And people were laughing.
Really?
Like Michael Bolton.
So you're saying it's an age thing?
I don't know. I think if you don't sing the song all the time, let's like the national anthem. How many people do you think really know the words?
Calmly in their own time, probably a majority, but yeah, it's difficult.
I think people would just sing along like
the ending.
We're in Chicago, right? So bear down, Chicago Bears. Na 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 na.
Victory.
Right? No one who knows the words.
You know what's crazy about that is I do the Bears games in Timothy O'Toole's for the past 7 years.
And you mumble the shit out of them.
Still don't know the Bears down.
See?
Yes, I just have not learned it. I just know bear down, something about victory.
So like, but fans don't know the words, but they know if you don't know them. Like they may not know them, but if they hear them, they're like, okay, that's not right.
Right.
Land of liberty. Like, no,
sure.
That's right. You can't, people will know. This is funny. You'll go on like Twitter during like a live performance, and then instantly, if they mess up in any way, you could see it and be like, man, this guy sucks. Or no, he messed up this part.
Right.
People are savage. Someone's going to catch it.
Sure.
And so the pressure's on. There's a lot of examples where artists will go up, sing the national anthem, and like train wrecks. Like this is 30 years ago at this point, but like we would just watch the one with Roseanne Barr. That's one of like the most famous train wrecks.
Right.
Now you had said that whoever put that together messed up because you have a comedian.
You already know what you're setting yourself up for.
She's a comedian.
Yeah.
She's going up to sing.
She's not there for sing.
Crack a joke.
Right. And she did. And it was just, a lot of people didn't like it.
Not good.
Not good.
Right. She went a different direction with it. And then I didn't know until that point that she's actually very political.
Right.
So she had a lot of political reasons why she did it, which I didn't know. But now you see like she's...
Well, she used her spotlight to try to say the message.
Yeah. Comedians singing the national anthem, I would have saw that a mile away, especially for something. I don't remember what it was. I don't think was it the Super Bowl? I don't know. It was definitely like
it was a baseball game.
Was it?
Yeah. Was it a Chicago Cup?
It was something more than just an average everyday game.
I know it was a baseball game. Right.
At any rate, but then you also get people that are known for singing well. We saw the video that's popular with Fergie.
Right. She get a little jazz to it.
This, I'm telling you.
But could she sing, though, to begin with?
Fergie can blow. I don't know if
Fergie can sing.
Fergie
I never believed it.
No, Fergie used to be, she wasn't, Black Eyed Peas was a completely different group before she joined it.
Right.
Right?
Well, they used her, I thought they used her for the, what do you call it, eye candy? Is that what they used? Black Eyed Peas?
Talent, but to cross over.
I never thought she could sing.
Really?
No.
She used to be in a group called Wild Orchid. I know this because it was during the like 2000s, early 2000s, the boy band time.
Okay.
So I know all the groups. She was in a group called Wild Orchid. It was like 3 chicks singing, kind of funky.
Okay.
I think she can sing. She's actually very talented. I think the problem is, how do you differentiate yourself? You know, and I can relate to that. I was always trying to find a way to come out and how to be different. For me, it was how to be different because I look this way, sound this way. But then what do you do when maybe how you sound and how you look isn't that different? Like for Fergie, if you look at her, she doesn't have like a unique look.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure she has her own personality and style and all that, but when you're trying to differentiate, so she tried to come up with something a little bit different. So she joins Black Eyed Peas,
right?
Gets street cred. They blow up. will.i.am, great producer. They got tons of great songs, party songs. I'm sure you play a lot of them, right?
You know, I haven't played them in a while, but yeah, back in that
there's
run,
ones that are still hitting.
That run.
There's some Black Eyed
So
Peas.
recently that the Ritmo, our T-Mo that came out, that's popular again.
Oh yeah,
that Latin beat.
The Bad Boys Boys song.
The Bad Boys song.
That's hot.
That's
actually a sample from the nights again, the lies a lesson, the nights again. What is it, right?
I don't know. That was pretty good though. I was just going with you.
Did you see me just mumbling on the podcast?
I was being supportive. I was just
going with it. Wow,
I don't know. Sparkle.
Or
what's
Starburst.
I'll get it right one day. One day I'll get it right.
Yeah, but Fergie, so she really can sing, but in this instance, she goes up, I think it's like the NBA All-Star game or something, and there's a million memes of this out there, and she went up, and sometimes, and I think this is an error, you're taking a risk. If you try to sing the national anthem, I've learned from experience, get up, hit it and quit it. Go up there, do it, add your little flavor to it, but don't try to recreate the song like you're going to do an R. Kelly remix to it or something.
Yeah, I agree with
like
you.
Just do it because people are not there for you. And I think that's the thing that I've come to terms with because I've thought about it. I've seen train wrecks, people sing the national anthem. They're not there for you. They're there for the event. But they have to listen to you, and they have to have their hat off, and they have to give respect to the person singing because of what you're doing.
Right.
So people will do that, but in return, they don't want you doing some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that song. Actually, it's probably my favorite song.
I know you had said it. It really is like your favorite
of all time.
Really?
Yes, I've always wanted to sing the song. I've practiced it numerous times. I've never done it.
Yeah.
I think it's a very strong song. I always, when I'm at an event or anything like that, and it comes time to hear the national anthem, it pumps me up. I love it.
I will say, I
love it.
I love our national anthem. I hear the national song for other countries, and I'm like,
I don't mind them. Yeah,
they're not hits. We have a hit song. Like our national anthem is kind of dope.
It is. It's great. I like the ending of it. There's a lot of things we can go with it. You can go high and low, and a lot of just you can bring it at certain parts of it.
What's like Canada? I just know the beginning.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, right.
Na, 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 na.
But it's got a good beat. I mean, I'm sure, like, I've heard other countries.
Sounds like a jingle commercial.
Oh, but to them, I'm sure they're like, that's the best song. I'm sure there's another.
Come on, you got to rep your hometown, right?
There's a Spinal Tap in Canada right now saying that's my favorite song. Oh, Canada.
All right, that's voice number 2 you've done.
Did I? Oh man.
So I think
I'm behind.
I've met my equal. So let's come back to Fergie. So Fergie does this thing, and how do you describe how she sang it? You watch it. She's trying to do this vaudeville.
I don't know what
20.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Remember the frog?
Yeah. Oh yeah. On the WB.
She was like, she looked like kind of. Maybe she's on muscle relaxers.
Oh wow. Now you're really going out there on that.
Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. No, is that what you thought?
Hate mail. Who is this guy on there? Angelo with the talking about. Anyways, I just think it was dead from the concept. And I've said before on a podcast that one of the things you got to do if you're going to try to get paid singing is you got to have people around you that will tell you if it's whack.
Right. Yeah,
I agree with you. Doing something right.
Yeah, because they had a whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
However much time.
She practiced several times.
Someone said, and it was probably her, because that sounds like something the artist would do. Like, I got this idea. I kind of want to do this whole Jessica Rabbit thing.
Right.
While I'm singing. Right? She sang it how, like, if Jessica Rabbit sang, that's how it would sound. That's how I could describe it.
Without the wolf howling.
Exactly.
Is that the one? No, that's not Jessica Rabbit. That's a different episode. The wolf, right? The tongue rolls out. And the
no, that's her. That's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's it?
You nailed it.
Okay. That was losing my mind.
Dude, you remember the movies, man. So
good.
She goes up there and sings it, and she doesn't, it's not her best performance. Because also, too, she kind of like has this drawl about her when she's singing where it's kind of slow and just awkward.
Too slow.
You know what it is? They pan around and show the players because they're all lined up. The basketball players that get ready to
perform.
Perform.
Thank goodness it's an all-star game, not a championship game.
Right, exactly.
Because if it's a championship game, it's serious.
And they're showing people like Curry, like LeBron, that, these are big. These aren't just athletes. These are brands. Like, they can't laugh at her.
Sure.
Because it's on national television.
Right.
But you can tell they're listening, going, okay, where are you going with this?
It was unexpected.
And then she hits a couple notes. Maybe she hit the technical note, but it didn't really come out. I don't think afterwards she was like, hey, we rocked that shit.
She actually went probably and said, I rocked that, didn't I?
I don't know. But here's the thing. This is the thing when you have fans, is the fans will tell you.
No, the fans weren't for it, I thought.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
she probably thought it was great, but then by the end, the players were laughing. Then, Twitter got a hold of it, and it was just not, it was a train wreck. I don't think anybody looked at that and said, hey, you took a chance. Good job.
Way to reinvent it.
Way to keep it real.
Way to reinvent it.
Yeah, I was telling you before we started that Marvin Gaye had a version of the national anthem, and he had put a track, like a sample behind it, that was kind of funky, had like a little funky vibe, had a little beat.
Okay.
I've never heard anyone else do the national anthem where it had like a beat behind it.
Did you like it or no?
I thought it was cool, but I don't know.
Bad taste, or you just think national just be right to the point?
I think because I've had train wrecks, I've sang an 8-minute version of the national anthem one time. I did the Chicago Condors 20 years ago. Had a minor league basketball team used to play at UIC.
Okay.
I remember I brought some friends with, and they said, hey, I think they heard, I used to go to open mics and just sing. Like, other people would go up and do spoken word, and I'd get up there and just sing a cappella something.
So you did 8 minutes of...
So I someone saw me there and said, hey, we run marketing for the Chicago Condors. We'd love to have you come out and sing a national anthem. So I said, okay. It's kind of like I was feeling myself at that time. So I'm like, I'm going, I'm going to blaze him. I'm going to hit him. It's going to be the best national anthem you ever heard. So I get in there. Home say, can you see by the door? And I start doing all this, and I'm not even like 10 seconds in.
I think that was the best singing you've done so far this entire time. I don't know how much time has passed by, but you're starting to warm up.
I'm warming up.
You are warming up. That's good. La 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 la. I don't know when you did the la la la's, but you did it somewhere because you're nice and loose now. That was good. That was good. That wasn't 8 minutes, but
my buddy comes up to me afterwards. He goes, hey man, that was 8 minutes. I'm like, nah, it wasn't. He's like, dude, it was 8 minutes. You sang up there for 8 minutes doing the national anthem.
Wow.
I was just sitting there.
Now it's this live sporting event?
This was live.
Like, people were like...
No, it wasn't on TV. But,
No, but I'm saying like there was an audience?
Yeah, there was an
audience.
And
no one threw popcorn or no one like clapped?
No. I mean, it's...
Because I wasn't there.
I think
if I was in the crowd, I would have said, whoa.
I did a good job.
Okay.
But it was 8 minutes.
Did they invite you back?
I don't even think they're around anymore. I outlasted them. The Condors are not around.
You made them go back.
Probably had something to do with it. That was probably why. I think it was probably why. Is because after that, what kind of an organization are we running here? You just anyone off the street, 8 minutes. And, we only have the UIC Pavilion until midnight.
What kind of game was it? A basketball?
Basketball game.
A quarter is only 8 minutes, and you managed to sing a national anthem for 8 minutes.
Look,
holy cow!
I didn't just hit notes. I hit every note on the scale. I made sure every note was covered.
That's pretty
cool. I'm hitting you, but I had something.
And I'm coming back down to you.
And all the other ones too. Well, I had an ego, and I was feeling myself, and I wanted to put on a show, and so I don't know. I sounded good, but once again, if you're going to sing the national anthem,
sure,
don't get too fancy, don't extend it too long. Remember, they're not there for you.
Right.
You got a small window, make an impact. I think the national anthem is best. You know what's best for? Kids. Yeah, like a little kid, little girl that's up there singing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Got potential.
For sure.
She doesn't have to hit all the notes. It's just inspiring to hear like a kid that's like 8 years old, knows the national anthem, can hit notes kind of decent,
and is having fun with it.
Having fun. Everyone's gonna
and enjoying what it stands for.
That's what it's about.
Right. Like college games, they do a good job.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of times like in NCAA. They'll always bring a different kind of feel for the national anthem. They'll have different police, women, enforcement, heroes or whatever sing, or it's pretty cool.
That's another one that I think is so. First off, national anthem, you cannot boo kids.
Right.
You can't boo veterans.
No.
If a veteran goes up and sings a national anthem, I don't care how bad it is, you cannot boo him.
No.
Guaranteed. Right.
Right. I don't know. I'm not really much of a booer unless it's like
most people don't.
Something
boo,
incorrect.
Even if it's incorrect, you're kind of like, all right. Well.
No, not as far as the words being wrong, but just like if they're doing something that's just not, then I would consider like a boo or something like that.
I think if you're going to sing and you're a vocalist, not if you're just doing karaoke, but if you say, I'm going to sing for money and I'm going to do telegrams, I'm going to sing in a group, or I'm going to be a solo artist, or I'm going to do weddings, and right? I think you have to learn the national anthem and learn how to do it. It's like you have to do that.
Right.
You're going to get asked.
It's a tough song. It's a tough song, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that song.
There is.
The first part of it is.
It's not an easy song. It's not.
Right.
You can't just be like.
You gotta.
You can't just be like a poppy singer. You gotta be good. It reminds me of another time, national anthem. So my son, a couple years did wrestling in Bartlett.
Okay.
And so Bartlett Scorpions, what's up, Coach Matt, Coach Gura?
Don't know you. What's up?
So he was in it for 3 years. We tried it out for him. It wasn't for him. But while we were there, amazing community. And one time we're there. This is probably like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. And it was like sectionals or something. It was like a big event. It was like 1,000 people there with their kids wrestling on a Sunday. And they get ready to do the national anthem. And I guess they usually would play like a CD of the song. For some reason, it wasn't working. So on that day, they're like, hey, someone want to come down and sing the national anthem?
And guess who raised their hand?
I thought about it.
Oh, it wasn't you?
No, I thought about it. And then I said, I'll do it. And we're all the way at the back looking down. Like, this is like 6 a.m. I remember like we were not, I had like a hoodie on. We were probably like hungover from the night before. And we're there.
And you shouted from the back?
I'm like, I'll do it. My wife looks over at me and she's like, no, there's families here.
Remember,
I know these people.
8 minutes. Remember.
Our kids go to school together. Because I'm like, no, go ahead. Like she's like, I don't want 8 minute. I don't want 8 minute version. Don't go up there and do something funky. Don't say nothing. Because she knows I've made some mistakes in my life in that area.
Did you do it?
I did it. Nice. So I said, I'll do it. Come on down. So I go down there and then like they're trying to show me this is the on button. I'm like, I know what I'm doing.
Excuse me. Just back off. Yeah. Add a little reverb.
I just remember looking at my wife on the way down and I'm like, she's like, you better know what you're doing. We know these people. There's families. We go to school. Our kids go to school together. Okay, got this.
Gotta love the support, right?
I'm telling you, she keeps it real. I definitely don't have yes people around me.
I know, right? She's like, nope. Oh my God. She probably like walked away when sat in a different section.
I'll come back. She's like, why'd you sing that song? That song sucks. That's not for you. Not this one.
Okay.
I was like, other songs. I'll come back. She's like, why are you trying to?
Yeah.
You're not a rock dude. What are you trying to do?
Like, stick to your pull off rock.
Maybe. We'll come back to that.
We'll rock out.
So I go and I do this thing, and I did a pretty good job. I get done, they're cheering. Yeah. I'm like, come on, let's go Scorpions.
Did you guys win?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
That's probably bad. I don't remember. But we did. We went. They invited me back, and I did like their senior night, and I actually did some announcing for them too during that run.
That's wow.
Yeah.
All from just saying I can do it.
I think they saw that. I didn't have a problem in front of crowds, and I think they were short people, and it's all by volunteer. It's just to help the kids out, and I think I did some announcing for them as well. Next up from Glenbard West, Bob Johnson.
Yeah, I did notice about you before we started. That voice changes. It's pretty.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I just become this other person.
I don't know who, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
So I did it, and it was good. And then I came up, and she's like, whew. My wife was like, whew.
She was proud of you.
She was. I didn't mess up the words that day.
That day?
Yeah, that day.
Now, you said you were in the rafters?
We were way up in the
like how high? Like how many steps? Like 30, 40 steps?
We were all the way up.
So you had to walk all the way.
Yeah.
With everyone looking at you.
Everyone looking at me like, oh.
Judging you like, oh, wow, who's this guy?
The pressure was on, but I knew
If I was there with my wife, I would have said, this is set up. They've already hired this guy. They're just trying to build it up.
All right. So now that you mention it like that, that had to be pretty cool for people just to watch.
Right?
Like just, hey, I'll do it.
Some random.
Went up.
And killed it.
Did it.
And then get invited back.
Got invited back to like another sectional or something. Did a couple of them, and it was cool. But then that season for us closed, and then we weren't doing wrestling anymore. But that was kind of cool. So yeah, I always had opportunities every once in a while where someone's like, "Hey, someone want to sing?" And my wife always knows I'm down.
So you're a yes person at that moment.
Yeah,
that's kind of really what got me going, was being a yes person.
Well, I think
what probably also got you going is like you like to see people have a good time, and like how important is it when you're the DJ or you're the master of ceremonies? How many weddings have you had to do where you had to introduce people coming in and you got to make sure you get that right?
Oh, the names.
All right, coming down here, we've got like
Bob and whatever, and
pronunciations. Make sure you got them right.
Yes.
Did I say your last name right?
My last name?
Cristobal.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
So
Cristobal.
Angelo Cristobal.
Yeah.
That should be your logo, man. Cristobal.
I thought about it.
Because it's like
there's a lot. I've thought of
Cristobal. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I've thought of
I want
everything.
royalties.
Perfect. You got it.
Yo, what's up? And Angelo Cristobal.
Right? I mean, you make it sound nice, but in grammar school, they wasn't very nice when they said my name.
Give me a word that doesn't sound nice, and I'll make it sound nice.
Crystal balls was terrifying back in grammar school.
Crystal ball.
That sounds good, though.
Give me the worst word in the English language, and I will do it in my professional voice, and I'll show you.
The worst?
Give me a word, any word.
Oh, any word.
And I'll say it. I'll use it in a sentence, and I'll blaze it.
Oh, man.
Pick one.
Any word? One word or phrase?
Peanut butter.
This
morning I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was amazing. How'd that sound? Was good?
I'm hungry. You hear my stomach growling?
Look, I'm gonna tell you this: when you have skills, my skills exceed singing. You just give me a microphone. We're gonna. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
You make love to that microphone.
I do.
Let me get that peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I don't know what it is when you get the mic in front of me. I just immediately go into my sexy voice.
I can do that too.
I'm gonna annoy my family and just walk around the house with a microphone.
I haven't even looked to the left because to the left I can only imagine if I look to the left.
We have a studio audience here. We have our significant others in the house, and they're making sure they let us know that they disapprove of half of this conversation.
Probably.
And then the other significant other doesn't like the other half of the conversation.
Yeah.
So
it's a balance.
They agree on the whole podcast.
At least they're listening. It could be worse.
And supportive.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet she's seen you on your best days.
Oh yeah.
And on days that are not so good.
For sure. I'll tell you what, she's been amazing to help me through this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not easy being with me.
Really? I wouldn't think. I think you're pretty easy to get along with.
No.
I've enjoyed our time today.
Oh, I've enjoyed our time.
Really?
Thanks a lot. But the behind the scenes though, with me running around all the time and multitasking different things, she's been great support.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that because it's not easy because,
yeah.
What about our time? If I'm always saving the world.
I had different thoughts for our podcast, but you touched on a very important topic that I think is important. Okay. There is those people that decide to date the DJ.
That's I'll tell you what, when I first met my wife,
it's not for everybody.
It's not. When I first met my wife, it already came with a lot of stories that she's heard or she's experienced.
I completely agree.
And here I am saying I'm not like those DJs. I'm not like what you hear, what they say.
Did you read it exactly like I told you to read it? The script?
Yeah. Actually, here it is right here. We can edit it out. No, but it's. I'm a different kind of in this profession. DJ. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
I've never been like that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go get some play or something, it wasn't because I was DJing.
Right.
I want to be. And I'm glad it worked out.
For sure.
It worked out.
And I'm sure you have stories where, like for my wife, there's times where I was short staffed. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
And I needed her to do a gig.
I believe it or not, my wife's my best non-employee.
Really?
I don't pay her, but I pay for her nails and stuff like that when I can. But she actually is amazing because she does the chords for me. She actually helps me organize my stuff because I'm tired.
Totally.
You're tired, right?
Yeah.
You just want to get out of there.
Yep.
You don't want to pack up stuff.
Organize my CDs.
Yes.
So this is back when I had the CDs.
Oh.
We had color coded.
I would have never made it. I would have never made it during your time.
Cleaning the CDs.
Dinosaurs everywhere and stuff, and I wouldn't have done it with the CDs. I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
What you did there? Yeah.
What'd you see? What'd you see? My
dinosaurs.
My arthritis old thing. Oh, because you're old. Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're not that much in. Are we really that much in the age gap?
44.
Oh, that's big.
Years
that's big difference.
2
years is big.
Yeah.
Because you are stuck with CDs, and I was able to get the MP3.
Well, I remember. I know we talk about how we came from the same neighborhood. We used to play basketball at the PAV YMCA.
That's right, with Nick Tiemann.
With Nick Tiemann.
Yes.
Mike Morales, Jim Mendoza,
shout out to Mike.
Rico, those guys. We used to call it the YBA All Stars. And Angelo was always like in the pickup games. He was the young guy. He was the young guy that would play. And I remember we would, because we had, you had like your point guards and your ball handlers, and we always had Jay Cruz, we had Kid,
we had
our Morales, and then you were like the younger one. So sometimes, you end up playing on the other team.
That's right, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I'm very competitive. Yeah, because I wanted to win.
And then you kind of you grew. Puberty hit.
Thank God. I thought I was gonna be taller, but I'm fine, I guess.
But you got into music.
Got into music.
Yeah, and then you found love.
Then I found love.
Yeah,
all the right places.
No,
right?
but I want to give a shout out.
I want to find love
to our ladies. Like, so my wife had to do a gig one time for me because we were short. Mm-hmm. She had to go and, like you said, go and buy stuff. Go and buy. Like, mic speaker wires didn't work. Had to go to.
And you're stressing. And you're blaming everybody but yourself.
Running around.
I blame my wife. I'd be like, oh my God, you didn't bring the cord. I told you about the cord.
I told you. This is their wedding song. They're coming down the aisle.
Ange, they asked for a TV. Oh, I must just remember everything.
Yeah.
I packed up the car. You didn't bring the TV, the monitor. But she helps me big time. She's gone to Walmart plenty of times. She's actually bought a TV.
Really?
Yes.
You just take it back? I've done that.
No, I kept it.
I always had a problem with those RF adapters to hook the TV up for the lyrics.
Right.
And then some TVs, the wattage wasn't right or something, it wouldn't work. So I would always end up buying those, and I just kept the receipt and took them back afterwards.
No kidding.
Yeah. Wires would go out all the time.
You're the reason why prices go up. I get you.
Dude, it was rough.
Now we figured it out.
Dude, how hard? Come on, you got.
Now we figured out why prices of things go up because you're a returner. My wife's a returner. You guys should hang out sometime.
Yes. You're gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight.
That's fine. That's fine. I have a nice couch actually.
How much equipment? How much equipment do you even have to bring anymore? Like when I went.
Oh wow!
I used to have to bring like a bunch of suitcases of CDs.
Okay.
I had speakers. This is before we got power.
Yeah, but your speakers were heavy back then.
No, because before powered speakers, they were more money. We got the regular speakers. Still had the separate amp.
The amps are heavy.
Heavy, like 75 pounds.
Yeah, but so are the speakers back then.
They're pretty heavy then too. We had at least two good ones.
Right.
We had our unit, with a rack unit that was heavy.
Right.
And then I used to work for this guy, Shane. I'll just say his name. Put it out there. His whole concept was he had one unit and would duct tape everything together. So it was like.
So he created his own module before it existed.
It was like 250 pounds. Because he had the amp hooked up to it.
And he drove it all in a little car, a little Chevy Nova.
And I remember having to go on like the second and third floor to do like a gig and have to carry this thing up the stairs. And I was like, don't sweat. And I'd be dripping sweat carrying this 250-pound unit around. Oh, my God. Times have changed, brother.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
So now you got MP3s. It's nice and easy. You got a ride or die with you. So if you're missing anything, you can just blame her.
Sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, because my mind's going, man. When you have multiple gigs a day, especially on the weekends, and you have other DJs grabbing gear, and then you're trying to get prepared for your stuff. It's easy to forget something or overlook something. I would say, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do now? What's your backup plan? Yeah, especially with the crashed laptop. Say your laptop's been acting sick.
That would scare me now to have like a laptop and
so different than CDs.
I used to have CDs skip. I used to have CDs skip.
Right. Yeah, it's no different. Your laptops. You try to buy a good one, but even after a certain time, they start getting wear and tear usage. And I use mine daily.
The problem I had is I used to download it a lot. That's when like Napster
and Lime was LimeWire. Yes,
I wouldn't always listen to what I downloaded. Sometimes you download like a garbage copy.
Someone moaning. It wasn't really the track. It was something else.
Something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I did have one. It was like a dance song. In the middle of it, it would just be like white noise, like shh. Or it was a bad download.
You have illegally downloaded music.
Or the worst.
You must call this number.
This is the worst.
1877 whatever.
Lowest feeling as a DJ is when you play a mix that's already like mixed
with the DJ mix,
and I was like, "You are listening to Bad Boy Bill on the music that plays."
That just actually happened recently.
B96.
Yes. You're right. And then you stand there like, yeah, I meant to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I did the name drop. I did that name drop.
You're listening to the Flame Throwing 5 with Bob, Mix, and Mike.
DJ Marsky. You're like, yeah, that was me. I meant to do that.
Exactly, right?
Nope.
You feel low then. Because the whole time you've been up there like pretending like you're mixing.
Oh, God. Yeah.
My buddy John, I'm gonna put him on blast out there. He actually did have turntables and he was mixing, but there's some times when he'd be up there looking like he was doing something.
And he wasn't.
The whole time we knew he was playing a Mega Mix CD.
I've seen actually a couple, I'm not going to name out any DJs, but I've seen.
Just up there looking like
they're not doing anything. And
really?
Yeah, the CD ends and then they just switched over to the next part.
Really?
I see it quite often.
Really?
Yeah. I think it just goes back to what we talked about, being burnt out or just,
or just kind of doing it not because, I'll give you an example. Like, so TikTok is out, right? So you don't even need to sing to be famous anymore.
You just got a mouth lip or something, right?
Lip sync, read,
right?
Lip sync,
and then move.
Have the dance moves, and then be something that people want to look at.
Have you tried it?
I haven't done it yet, but I did sign up for a TikTok account.
Nice,
because I'm about to get into some TikTok.
Check it out.
We're gonna try it out. TikTok coming real soon. We're gonna do it.
What's the first song you're gonna do?
So this is what I'm playing with. I got the.
I know you got this. I know you got this all lined up.
All right, so I'm gonna put my concept out there. I'm gonna run it past you.
Okay.
And because I know you'll be honest with me, and because I don't surround myself with yes people, you'll tell me if it's legit.
Right.
So I want to do like street karaoke. I want to just roll up on people.
Okay.
With a speaker.
With a speaker. Okay.
And I just want to hit them on the spot and just start put the music on and then see if I can get them to sing. It's not, and the whole hook is not me just trying to get them to sing.
Like in a bar or just in the street?
In the street. In the streets, son.
Wow.
Street karaoke.
That's dangerous nowadays.
Well, why? Because we're sharing a mic and COVID.
Like, this guy's crazy. He's coming up to me with a speaker and a microphone. What's wrong with you?
Well, wait a minute, though. Wait. I'm not talking about like rolling up like on the west side. Just get out of my car and be like,
hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy. You and me together. Come on, let's do a duet. No, I want to go like, maybe like Rush Street or something.
You should do like where you can't really speak English. That would be great. Would you like to sing? the tic-tac?
All I gotta do is go on 26th Street because I don't know.
That'd
Spanish.
be cool. But think about that. People are like, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for him.
Well, look, the people watch it because it's fun. It's not about hitting notes. It's about like those people that sing,
right?
And maybe sound whack or maybe try to sing a song in Spanish, like bachata song or something.
It's hard. I've been trying to learn a song for my wife for like 2 or 3 years. Never gonna get to it.
All right, now you put it out there. What song?
Danny Ocean, Mi Horoso.
Really?
I've been practicing the moves. I just can't get the.
You dance, man?
Can
you dance?
You know what? I could do it.
Once for yes, two for no. Just she's supportive. See, man, look, she's supportive. She's like,
I'll tell you what.
He's working.
If I want to dance, if I want to learn how to dance, I'm gonna go learn how to dance.
Okay.
Like I'm not really worried about it, where I have to go dance right now.
So you're not committed to it. That's what you're saying.
I'm just not committed to it.
Okay.
That's all. But I tell you what, I can mimic people.
Really?
Oh yeah, I can mimic people. I like.
Do you mimic singing?
I mimic singing, yeah, big time.
Okay.
Remember Ted? Remember Ted and Ted when he was making fun of all the '90s? Hey, look at me, you and me, around the world. Remember?
Yeah.
You sing all the same notes? Yeah, for sure.
So I won't say I struggle with that, but when I sing karaoke, I find myself trying to sound like the person that sang it,
right?
Not trying to make it my own.
I heard that all the time. I hear that all the time, right?
What do you want?
Be yourself. Sing like yourself.
Do you have to?
No, you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what does it matter?
Yeah, I do an Elvis song. I try to sound just like Elvis.
I used to sing Creed. He's a big fan of singing Creed.
How you sing Creed, and that's Creed is one of those bands, like when you sing it, you have to sound like them.
I agree.
Or you can't do Creed.
I feel like a lot of songs that I grew up on singing, I just pay tribute. You should sound just like, or sound pretty similar to relate to that singer, not do your own version. Because like, why would you want to hold notes longer than you have to? They already hit the notes perfectly for you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think here, if you're singing like a ballad, right?
Right.
So I'm singing like I don't know, like a national anthem, right? You can do your own version of it,
sure.
Or like karaoke, but I'm trying like Love Shack. I guess you could. It's not a song.
You just delete it. Sorry, B52s, whatever. What are they? B52s.
B52s.
Yeah. Sorry, I know you have other hits, but
that's a top 10 karaoke song. Any way you cut it, but so
yeah. You cut it. I cut it out.
I'm about like making it your own, but yeah, there are some songs like here we're talking about Stevie B. I remember, man. I remember everything.
I can't even sing it.
No, I just one. What's my go-to? Stevie B. I got your letter from the postman just the other day, so I decided to write you this song.
Wow.
Right.
You want to know what I sing all the time recently?
What?
Save Your Love, Bad Boys Blue. Remember Bad Boys Blue? Started one night in Orlando.
I remember.
Yep. I love that song.
Save your love. Yeah, I remember.
I actually wore the red shirt and I would just pretend like I was him, like
really
in the wind, like just
with your hair flowing, with your mohawk.
Yeah, I used to do that too with God, I can't think of the song right now. Of course I wouldn't. Right? It's either Depeche Mode, Bizarre Love Triangle.
Oh, okay.
I would sing that song all the time.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, we got to go back to the Mohawk, man. Because I want to know. All right, first off,
we'll do the Mohawk.
I want to know. I don't want to know what made you do it.
Okay.
I want to know the night that you said, "I think it's over."
The Mohawk.
Yeah. Why did the Mohawk come off? Did you have a job interview?
Probably just it was time.
Is that it?
Time to move on.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, my new thing right now is I always wanted whatever I want to do with hairstyle. I've always just done it. Dyed my hair.
I've come to terms with that. I've been wanting to grow my hair out for
That's me right
ever. And then now, like, look, I even got the eyebrow slit now, so I'm keeping it real. That's what all the youngins are doing.
What do you mean?
Doing a little eyebrow slit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to show me like some kind of new chemical you're putting on your eyebrows.
I got to split my eyebrow because I just decided, you know what? Wow. I'm just gonna be gangster.
This is real. This is a real split right there. Is this my right side?
Mine too. I was trying to be nice. I got hit with a.
I was gonna say I had my mom had split.
I was like this, right? And then I shot him, and then he hit me. No, actually, for my son's birthday, we all got the eyebrow slit.
Nice.
For his 16th, so we.
And you're growing your hair. You're still growing your hair out, or
I mean, it's out. It's long, so. It's
but how long are you gonna go?
I mean, I just put it up in a. I'm not gonna say man bun, a ponytail.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
I just pull it back.
Right.
But
how long is it though?
It's pretty. Dude, it's long. Oh, yeah.
No, how long did it take you?
Man.
And the reason why I asked
is year and a half.
That's where I'm going.
Like a good 6 months or 8 months of like the weird period. But once you can get it, it depends on how you wear it. If you slick it back, you're good.
Yeah.
Right now, you just slick it back with some product.
I'm gonna go for it. I've had my hair as long as almost my shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, back the Mohawk time.
Yeah.
And my goal was to actually grow it out. So I figured the Mohawk would be a good way temporarily.
You think it's low maintenance? It's actually more maintenance.
Oh, I know.
So much to learn. I have a newfound respect for women that have to like.
besides all the other reasons. Ladies listening out there, we appreciate your long hair.
When you find out why it takes an hour to get ready, now you know I gotta
try it. It's not. It's because they're on Snap and Face. They're just not getting ready.
There is that too.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could get their face on quicker.
So you're gonna grow your hair out, man?
Yes, that's my goal.
So okay, was it a job interview? Why you got rid of the Mohawk?
Yeah, it was time. It was time. It was a good phase. I was done.
All right. Did you feel like you were like selling out? Like you were gonna? Because dude, Mohawk, you're trying to send a message.
I was always a rocker. Yeah, I was always.
So you were like, this is who I am.
Right. I was able to be myself at Hard Rock Cafe. It was a good time. Dye the hair, color it. Didn't do any ear piercings and anything like that. But I enjoyed
How come you never went all out with the piercings and all that stuff too?
Never been a fan.
Really?
Yeah, because things are permanent. Just to myself, when it's there, it's there. That's it. I always want. If I can move around my tattoos, I'd get them. Like if I could one day have this here and then maybe change it over here. But see, once you get it done, because what's going to happen is I'm just going to keep adding more and more tattoos.
What's wrong with that? You get all tatted up, look gangster?
Just nothing. Just not me. I just never had it. No tattoos ever.
Really?
Nothing.
Do you have like a tattoo like rule or something? Like I don't want to desecrate my body.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Nothing.
No. I just never done it.
Just haven't found the right tattoo yet.
I always thought about Taz. I'm a big Tasmanian Devil fan.
Really?
Yeah. Like I always had a badass Taz with his mouth open. Never got it.
I'm glad you didn't get that one.
Thank you for being my no fan.
Yeah. Just.
By the way, your idea of karaoke in the street sucks. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it's a good idea. I like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Tasmanian Devil, huh?
Tasmanian Devil.
What is it about the Tasmanian Devil? Does it trigger? Is it like take you back to when you were a kid?
No, it's just he was loud. Attention.
Okay.
When he was in the room, he was nearby.
Okay.
He was sensitive.
Okay.
He's sensitive side to him. Have you ever seen his character?
I never got into the character development of the cartoon guys.
No.
Never.
No. I mean, what character would you be if you ever saw Tweety? You're like a Tweety bird. With the singing, well, what Tweety sang? I'm sorry, what Tweety sang, right?
I'll tell you right now, man. I got you. I'm gonna take what
Sylvester.
See, you've been skating my questions all day, but I'm gonna answer yours directly.
What
you know who I am? You know what cartoon character I am?
Tell me.
I'm the one that just got canceled with the wee wee baby, the skunk.
Oh,
that's me.
No kidding.
Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's me.
That's cool. I can see it.
Yeah, I've done it. A couple
You don't
times.
stink though. You smell good.
Nah, I mean, well,
I've been next to him the entire time.
My wife did tell me I got to change my cologne. She says it's getting old, but I do the like.
You wear cologne?
Kiss up the. I'll let you get a little whiff later. Little kiss up the arm.
Nice.
You are so beautiful. You look like a pretty flower.
That's how I talk to my wife when I'm a little bit.
That's all. That's the only French I know.
Yeah.
But so I would be Pepe Le Pew.
Right.
That's how I'd be.
That's cool character.
Yeah, stinky, but no, it has a way with words.
But did he smell? He looked like he took care of himself.
They never really said that anybody.
Well, did he release a fragrance to kind of reel him in?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
That's a shame they canceled. That's a shame they canceled him, though. That's a shame. I could see why.
Well,
I could see why. He's kind of creepy.
Did they really cancel him though? So what happened with this cancel culture? Cancel culture.
I don't understand it.
Now.
Why couldn't they just put them on cable? Like, isn't it the whole point of cable was to?
Man, we got so many other problems in the world.
Oh,
leave Pepe. I'm gonna start like leave Pepe Le Pew.
Hashtag.
He didn't hurt nobody.
Bino cast.
And Pepe if they do the same thing to the Tasmanian devil, then you're never gonna get that tattoo. And
probably never will.
Where you want to get it? You want to get it on your lower back, don't you? Be honest.
No, I want it on my shoulder right up.
Oh, the shoulder.
My arm. My big old bicep that I don't have. That's what I wanted.
All right, man.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I bet you I'm going to do it like have a midlife 70s crisis. Maybe this will be going on still when I'm 70. I'll be like, you know what I finally got? And you'd be like, what's that? My Tasmanian tattoo.
All right, so you know what could make the Tasmanian devil tattoo worse than getting it? Getting it on your arm.
Do you have any tattoos?
I have a couple.
Okay.
I got this one right here, man. We're going to get sentimental for a minute. So that's my, I used to be a little heavier.
Right.
On the heftier side.
And I'll tell you what, let me tell you something. That's amazing what you've been doing. I've been following you since you first started that journey.
Thanks, man. I see you creeping. I see you.
I got to support when you can support. And that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
For myself,
it's not.
It's a struggle. It's hard.
It is.
And I did the push-ups that you sent me. I just didn't do them consistently.
See?
Like you did.
And it's just, the crunches, they're tough in the beginning.
Crunches, gotta love them.
Exactly. And then those shakes I sent you, you gotta drink one a day.
Oh. Yeah. What got me is when you did the, what's those things where you jump up? Burpees. Holy cow. You guys did so many burpees, I was puking for you.
We did, guys. So I did in the beginning of the year, I think it was actually January 2nd. And we're gonna do it every year now. We did, so kind of serious, but we can have fun with it as well. So a lot crazy going, a lot of crazy stuff in the world right now. COVID coming out of it, the new normal.
Right.
People are just not confident about what they can and can't do, what's ahead, like a fear of the unknown, especially when it comes to your health. Right.
Oh, it's scary.
You're dealing with a lot of issues with COVID. You're not just dealing with the virus itself. You're dealing with people having to stay in and work at home and walk past the fridge 20 times a day. So they're putting on the other COVID-19, 19 pounds, right?
At a time.
You're dealing with the psychology of people that don't have connection,
True.
So you have the mental health problem.
Big time. That's a really big problem.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's a lot of that stuff that's out there. And so at the end of last year, I did a weekly challenge to lose weight. But at the beginning of the year, I said, I want to do something so that I'd walk into 2021 with the wind in my back and feeling confident in my health, because I will have done the hardest physical feat I've ever done in my life at the beginning of the year. So anything I do after that is never going to be, God willing, as hard as that.
Sure.
And I've had a couple not health things, knock on wood, God bless, but a couple things in my life that have happened. And because I did that at the beginning of the year, 1,000 burpees in one day, I'm like, I got this shit. I did 1,000 burpees. I could do this.
1,000 burpees in one day.
6 hours.
Wow.
Do you think you could do it?
No. I could probably sing national anthem for 8 minutes, but I couldn't do 1,000 burpees.
That's messed up, dude. You got to keep bringing that up.
I'm just trying to think what 8 minutes is.
Wait till I got a feeling you're going to be back in this podcast again, and I just want to have the.
I'll be well more prepared for your question.
I'm going to find creative ways to bring up the Tasmanian devil, and we're going to have a little.
Hey, at least I let myself out there. I gave you some kind of material
you can't
to work with.
You can't put it back now.
I was in choir. I was an altar boy. I was an altar boy back in the day.
We're not gonna go there on that one.
You're an altar boy too?
I was never an altar boy.
Oh, okay.
But I was in choir and theater, so I mean, that's,
See, us theater guys gotta stick together.
You know what's messed up? Just you're touching on some sensitive things for me. Whenever I talk about what I did in high school, I have to tell them the story about how I tried out for football and quit to join choir, and I ended up doing choir and theater and all that, and I get the look from them.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's kind of cool, but some people are like, big guy, you didn't do football? You just joined choir? Like, really?
Maybe it just wasn't for you.
I can't change this. So
would you have gone back and played football for the Mustangs, the terrible 0-11 Mustangs at the time?
Morton West did not have a good football
team. They
didn't
even have, probably because they didn't have any footballs.
You're not going to make any friends. How many friends do you have right now?
Probably none.
If you go on Facebook
my stock is probably
see his friend list just dropping.
I just know Morton was not known for football.
They weren't.
You
know what's messed up?
Now they are.
And I have a little pain in my heart from it. Okay. I had some accomplishments in high school.
Okay.
Whether it was in theater or choir, like high marks in certain like events and things.
Sure.
The equivalent of like going like all state and things like that.
Okay.
Whatever, accolades, nothing. Football, I was telling Norm about this. You go all state in football, they have like a parade for you.
Right.
Senior
it's twisted.
night.
You're right. It's just twisted how a lot of the things they have.
Yeah. It's like, why is it because you're not in sports that you don't get the same recognition or?
I think it's coming. I think it's coming.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. You ever notice little changes are happening where people are acknowledging a lot of other events or things that kids are participating in that you would never think to celebrate.
Right.
Or have awards for.
Man, I'll tell you, with all the heat that football is getting for like CTE and the injuries to the brain.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I understand if people are like, I don't want my kids playing football.
So
they're going to play something else. They could join Norm and play some badminton. We were talking about that.
That sounds difficult.
Badminton?
Yeah. I only hit it once, I think. That's the one with the rubber at the end?
It's called a shuttlecock.
Wow, how about that? Who would have thought that was
That's the name of it. It's called a shuttlecock.
Now, can you actually
try to say it?
That's one word, right?
Say it.
That's one word?
It's a compound word, yes.
So can you, with your voice, as you did with peanut butter and jelly sandwich, say shuttlecock?
Williams, number 38, has returned the shuttlecock for an ace. He is now up 13-love.
It's a lot of cock going on in that game, huh? It's not for everybody.
we should be announcers for badminton.
Oh, we'd be awesome.
It would just so much.
I don't want to say that. Just we would be awesome.
So
me mispronouncing the names.
Yes.
Nonstop, driving the players crazy.
Yes.
And then you corrected me. It would be
in my radio voice.
In your radio voice.
Just waiting to say the word shuttlecock.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I could do the ad lib like cock. When you say shuttlecock, I'd be like, cock.
Yes, you've said. I've never thought I would hear you say those words, but now that I have, I'm learning a lot about you, man.
What can I say? Badminton, you got me going crazy now. That sport got me hyped.
So think about that. Did you think that you would be like in this position now, like still holding on to music? And honestly, I'm envious because there's some years that I lost at and I blacked out, like just tried to work on being like a good dad and felt like I couldn't do both. I remember when I quit DJing, the place that I was like DJing for years, when I told them I wasn't going to do it, they were kind of mad. They're like, "What? You're leaving us?"
Yeah.
Like we're in this together. Like we don't want another DJ. Yeah. Like we want you.
Right.
Like you build relationships with people. Like you said, that one that you had, you're not doing it anymore. I bet you it's like sad. You have memories.
I met a lot. I'll tell you what, because of Timothy O'Toole's, it opened up so many doors for me. Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Like meeting everyone that I met, because food service industry, people come and go left and right.
Yeah.
And they go to new bars, or they go into new businesses, or they go into new whatever it is, new fields. And they opened up a lot of doors, a lot of new opportunity for me with DJing, like Shenanigans Division Street. When I did Pop Shop Basketball back then, when I was starting off, I didn't get along with Shenanigans. They actually were going to throw my stuff out in the street. They wanted it out of there. They're like, we don't want it, blah, blah, blah.
Really?
And yes, and I was in Vegas doing a quarters contest. So my mom and dad had to go get
a quarters contest.
Yes, I won a quarters contest.
How's your quarters game?
Phenomenal. Enough to go to Vegas.
Are you like ranked professionally?
Not anymore, because
really?
I haven't maintained my quarters status.
Is there a ranking? Is there like,
no,
is it not like,
probably
because like if you're serious and stuff, you're like ranked.
Oh, I'm sure.
Really?
Well, I mean, look at Fortnite. You can be ranked. You can make a future out of it.
I could see you being a gamer.
Yeah, probably anything I put my mind to. I should have been a doctor.
Really?
Actually, I always wanted to be an architect.
An architect?
Yes.
Do you ever? All right. So speaking of like architecture, so we're from Chicago, right? Grow up here. So my wife had relatives come in from like Texas.
Okay.
And then we took them out, and we ended up taking the water taxi down by the
Never
river.
been on it.
We went on it, and I'm like, I grew up here. I never did this. It's so beautiful. You
nice.
see all the architecture and the buildings and
right.
high rises. What you don't know is along the river, the channel there, they have entrances that are built into the high rise that you can access from the water.
Right. Pretty cool. Huh?
It's like you get off the taxi and you go upstairs right into like the Sears Tower or whatever it's called now.
Right.
And so, so you can take a taxi, and people do this like on lunch. They'll take a taxi and then like pay like $5 and then take it instead of dealing with traffic. They'll take the water taxi down to the other side.
And they enjoy their peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually taken one boat when I DJ'd, and I noticed exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. The
architecture.
Yeah.
You do tours and stuff, really?
No, I never done tours. I did when I was DJing, on the cruises.
Yeah.
They take you away and you're like, wow, this is really cool. Nice buildings.
Honestly, your personality, and if you're into architecture, I could totally see you doing that.
Can you imagine what I built?
You doing the tour, like the guy giving the tour, like coming up now.
Someone told me that the bus tours.
You would be phenomenal, man.
Think so?
I think you. I have a friend, Larry. He does.
You guys are hiring.
He does tours in like cemeteries. He's into like all the gothic stuff, and he does like cemetery tours.
How does that work?
Maybe I'll have him in on here one time. He just goes like to the cemetery, and he has like stories of like famous Chicago like.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Serial killers.
Got you. I thought it was like kind of like
no,
on your left you'll see so and so.
He's crazy
Kinda
personality.
like
He's perfect for that.
Wow.
You would be perfect for like, especially if you say you have a passion for architecture.
I just never followed up with it.
But look, everyone has those things,
right?
That when you're around it, you just feel good.
Sure.
Like it's something you're interested in. If you were browsing books at the store, you would stop and start reading about that.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
I could see you totally doing that. Coming up next, we have some Victorian style architecture. This is a building made by Frank Lloyd Wright back in the 1800s.
And did you know a fun fact?
You'd be that
the fun fact person.
You'd be like, this is where French fries were invented. You'd make up some shit.
I would, and make it believable.
People would believe.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Oh, I do that all the time. People hate that.
Yes,
you would totally do that.
My wife hates it.
You know what you should do? You should totally do it where it's inappropriate.
Yeah, I can. I'm a pretty inappropriate person.
You're like,
sometimes.
These steps right here is where TMZ caught these two.
I would,
fornicating.
Right, and I would say names. I would name drop.
You would,
yeah, just so they make sure that I knew they're going to go home and Google. Like, is that true?
Yeah. This is the scene of the famous. You would take like important events in history and just make it up. Be like, this is where the Saint Valentine's Day massacre occurred. Just make it up.
I do that now without even trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't really remember, but I think this is what happened.
So you're basically saying you're a bullshit artist.
Probably. Kind of like scamming people out of their money they pay for CDs from kids from their cars, and then they,
I see. I don't know where you're going with that, buddy.
That was pretty cool though that you pulled that off.
I got a lot of stories like that, man. Just, being, what it's made me is resourceful.
Sure.
Listen, you put me in a situation, I'll figure it out. One speaker, no music. How do you DJ with no music? You figure it out.
Silent party. Picture the music.
Figure something out.
Yeah.
For real. After that, I got a whole bunch of gigs going back to that. And the kids were like, man, he played all the songs we wanted.
He was the best DJ
DJ ever.
Little did they know.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. My wife has gone to go get me a laptop. It's crashed on me.
Mm-hmm.
And you play music from your phone.
Oh, yeah,
thank God for phones. But imagine back in the then when there was no phones. Flip phone. Can you imagine playing music from your flip phone? You couldn't even play music.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember like having to carry so many CDs with. We had so much stuff. We had a lot of stuff. And then when we started getting residencies at places, we would actually buy a desktop computer and install it in the DJ booth.
Right. Yeah.
And then hardwire the internet to do all that stuff.
That's what I do nowadays. If I'm there a lot longer at these gigs, I start bringing gear to leave there because I'll forget microphones.
Gotcha.
I'll forget batteries. I'll forget a cord. HDMI cord will go bad. So I do that stuff. But.
You know what? So we had all these stories that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And, we talk about shows that didn't go well,
mm-hmm.
silver lining, like you're singing in a show and maybe it doesn't go well and you figure it out, or going to a gig and not having any CDs and figuring it out, doing a show where maybe you sang and it didn't sound right, you figure it out. I think when you are an artist, I think putting yourself, even if you're not going to get paid for it, putting yourself out there for criticism and opening that door is important.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
feedback's very important.
It is important. Honestly, don't you hate when people don't take feedback? Like you talk about ego in the music business,
mm-hmm.
like a singer or a DJ,
right.
like they won't listen to anyone. Like, hey man, stop trying to do that mashup.
Sure.
Country and disco doesn't work.
Well, did you listen to one of my mashups?
Did you try to do that one time?
No, not country and
but like someone that don't take feedback or someone
right.
Or I hate to say it, but karaoke does have an underbelly of people that think they're good and they're not.
For sure.
Sure. Ego works both ways. You can have an ego and be good. Then you can have an ego and think you're good and you're not.
Wouldn't that just be confidence?
There are some
you're confident, like because there's people that have an ego, but then there's someone just
ego is the definition of ego is like it's yourself, right? So you're confident in yourself. Everyone has an ego, even if you're humble. You still have an ego. You just have it in check, right? But like the worst is when those people are not good at singing and they have an ego. Like I remember there was this one guy. I think his name was Big Ed.
Big Ed, terrible ego.
This guy, he did karaoke. He would come and sabotage all my shows. He would come to like here back in the day, and he would come and be like, I'm gonna take all his people. Like he would tell people like, hey, come to my bar. You want a real karaoke show? Come to my bar. And he'd come up. He's like, okay, I want to make sure I'm gonna sing this song in the key of E flat. Make sure that the my highs and my lows are at this level.
I think I know this Big Ed. Yeah. I think my dad works with him.
Are you serious?
My dad does karaoke shows, so I'm gonna make sure we'll tag.
We'll see if we can keep this.
We'll give him the shame finger, Big Ed.
Yeah, I didn't know him well, but it was.
It's okay. Don't backtrack. A minute ago, you were pretty bold. Like Big Ed wasn't going to find out about this. It's okay if he does.
I don't know if he's still big. Maybe
he doesn't even know what town we're in. Yeah. Melrose Park.
All right, I'm putting it out there in the street. Hot take. Get this hot take. I remember one time the music skipped and he was singing and he tried to blame me and said I skipped his music on purpose. I'm like, man, it's not that serious, man. I'm not trying to it's competitive.
Well, I have a letter here from Big Ed about that. And he wanted me to bring it up. But yeah, that is BS. I mean, that's just, I know exactly what you're talking about. It drives me nuts with karaoke singers where they think like, you messed up. Or I need more vocal.
You ever get people try to steal your gigs, other karaoke companies?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, that and DJ gigs. It happens all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you stop them?
I don't.
They just take my gigs and
I just do the best job I can. I just build relations and just it happens.
Don't give me the PC answer. You're like, you ain't taking this shit. I work too hard. It's my club.
I'll find out who it is. I'll find out everything about you.
You ever had a club? You ever had a gig stolen from you?
No.
Never.
No. I'm pretty.
So you're undefeated.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever lost to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look at it as a loss. So to answer your question, what I do is I find out who you are, where you come from, who you know, and then I'll start taking your gigs from the outer part in.
Really? So you're karaoke gangster.
No, not even karaoke, just in general. Yeah, I mean.
Really?
Yeah. Like shenanigans, like I was telling you about that basketball incident, how they wanted my stuff out.
Yeah.
I think I got the last laugh. I've been there the past 3 years.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm
kind of a bad boy, man.
No, I just don't like that stuff. People try to cut out people and not a fan. Not a fan. I deal with it a lot, though. DJs I see all the time in the crowd. I see them talking to the owners.
Yeah.
But it is a small world, though.
I would say, talking about getting karaoke gigs, I think it's harder to do the legwork of getting the gig than actually doing the gig.
It's easy to get. It's easy. Yeah.
No, I'm saying once you have it, for us when we were doing it, I had partners that did it. Doing the actual shows, it was the easy part. It's all the legwork to get a commitment, lock in a price, get a crowd going.
But that's a lot. It's not easy.
Yeah.
The whole thing is hard.
With social media now, honestly, I mean, I see the work you're putting in, like you're posting something every day. You know what you're good at too, is you share all kinds of stuff, even if it's not your stuff. Like you share in the success of other people. I think that's kind of cool.
Well, thank you. I like sharing other people. It's just not about me out there. There's a ton of people doing some great things out there, and I like to share when I can.
Yeah.
And one thing that people should realize, if you're listening in here, is that people are watching and they are seeing what you're doing. So don't worry about how many likes you have or how many shares you have or whatever it is. People just aren't pressing the button sometimes. But they do see it though.
Yeah.
I do go out. And right away, people are like, hey, what's going on? I saw you over here play. I said, oh, okay, nice. Thank you. So it does work. Some people are too sensitive. You can't be too sensitive in this business.
For sure.
And worry about likes, and shares.
We've talked about that. In fact, when we this is our third episode now, and we think, well, what do we want? Do we want likes or do we want viewers? Right. Do we want people to actually watch and get something from it?
Sure.
Or do we want just like a family member to just hit like but never watch the video? You sound good, mijo.
Thanks, Mom, for calling in.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom, for calling in.
You always got one like.
That's
Mom's
fine.
always got your back.
And that's fine. Like when I did the cooking show, when I was doing the cooking show with myself, I couldn't believe how many views there was.
Let's talk about that because honestly, I think you need to start it up again.
Okay.
I'd love to do something with
Only if you come on with me.
Maybe OTM Presents, maybe cooking show. So yeah, this cooking show, man, you did how many episodes?
6, I think. I think I did a little more, but it's 6 for sure. 6 cooking shows.
Yeah?
Yes.
What dishes, did you remember the dishes you made?
Well, my wife likes this pasta dish with spinach.
Yeah.
It's like a healthier,
Dude, you are like, when I say jack of all trades, man, let's see. All the stuff we talked about, all the music stuff. You're like quarters champion. You're a cook. You said you like architecture.
I do like architecture.
You like quiet walks by the beach.
I don't mind.
Dude, you have found a way to get through and stay true and do stuff that you like.
Yes, I try.
Something I've talked about, and I think the last 2 episodes we talked about it, is finding what it is that you're passionate about, and then just gravitate. I think your whole life is you find what you like, and then hopefully when it's all over and you get tapped on the shoulder, that you ended up doing what you liked and what you were passionate about.
And I hope people try. I really do. I hope people out there try.
You seem to, like, with all the stuff that you talk about, I mean, you're not doing this stuff by chance or by mistake. You're choosing to stay connected to music and stay doing it. And, cooking show. I mean, honestly, it took me getting together with Norm and us deciding to do this. He's like, man, you got a great story. I think it'd be cool. I did like an audio podcast, one episode in one day. And it took me like 2 years to build up the confidence to do it.
Oh, wow.
2 years later from that, now finally doing this podcast, you've done a cooking show already.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I did that in a matter of like a thought. I said, I'm going to do it. And I went and I did it.
Yeah.
I bought the lights and I bought, whatever I needed to do. And I already figured I love cooking. So why not try to incorporate the life of a DJ or the life of what I do? And there's life to it. Like besides that, I have to go home at some point. What do I do at home?
Yeah.
Besides listening to music,
well, so
got to eat.
If you think about this, so think about MTV, right?
Right.
MTV started out, we talked about it, like music, playing music. And then at the end, it wasn't even about the music. It's all about like drama, reality shows, right?
Right.
Cooking channel. If you watch the cooking channel, it's not just, and they have these shows where it's just, hi, I'm Sally. I'm going to make a dish.
Hey, Sally.
A lot of the shows now are like Kitchen Nightmares.
I love this.
Drama shows about cooking.
I watch it.
But it's not, they don't show them making the actual dish. They show the drama around the kitchen.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yes, chef.
I would love to be on the show with Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
Yes.
But it's not about cooking.
No, but I would bring it though. I don't know what I would do, what dish I'd make, but I know I'd make a mistake, but I would laugh about it.
See?
I would somehow rebound from it. Like probably if I was on the show, like
I'll be honest, man. I don't think anybody's doing that. I don't think anyone's doing a cooking show. I know there's a show out called Worst Chefs in America or something.
I've seen that.
But see, what you're saying is, look, I love doing this. Sometimes the dishes come out nice. Sometimes they don't.
But it's what we have in our fridge.
It's what you have in there already.
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't go to the store and go buy crab legs and these potatoes and this beautiful fruit salad and all this. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You open your fridge and say, we got this leftover steak. Or I got
cheese sticks, peanut butter, and crackers. I got to make something.
Got to make something. What can we make?
Dude, I think it would
breadcrumbs right there. There you go. Let's just take some chicken, dip it in this breadcrumbs, and we'll cook it.
I'm telling you, I think you should do something with that.
No, I am. I'm gonna go back for sure.
Let us know if we can help you out with that.
Well, we're gonna have you doing blurpees in the back.
I'll totally do it.
That would be awesome. The entire time, just doing blurpees
while you're cooking.
While I'm cooking,
I can't sing. I have to do burpees. Man, I'm better than that, man. I'm a trained professional, man. You gonna do me like that? I gotta do burpees.
We're gonna have you sing in the beginning, and then the blurpees.
Now you got me.
I think that'd be cool.
Now you got me.
That would motivate people with your story.
It might.
Oh, for sure. Anytime anyone can see someone's story and then they progress it on a different wave, whether it's a cooking show, they're going to be like, wow, what's this guy doing? Why is he doing that? They're going to look into it.
Well, I think for your cooking show, I absolutely too. You have a story, like, honestly, and it's just different than mine, but man, it's all over the place. You got all kinds of stuff going on, man.
I try.
No, so but I'm gonna give you props, man, for sticking with it. Props, is that like do I just age myself?
Yeah, I think the new word.
What do these kids say now instead of? I'm gonna give you credit. I'm gonna give you credit.
Credit? No, that's no.
I'm gonna give you credit, man. I'm gonna give you street cred.
Props? No,
props is no. Know. What do they say now? Anyways, I'm gonna give you credit. I'm gonna just take it to the right way to say it. For sticking with and doing things like this. I know people that put the guitar down, never picked it up again.
Right.
You know, as we, we're not 20 anymore. It's like, oh, that's stuff that, what's that phrase? Like, when I became a man, I put away the childish things.
Right.
This stuff is not childish. This is passion work.
Sure.
Cooking. You talked about one day if you ever do something with architecture. I think you're great on the mic. Your personality comes through. People will want to listen to you.
I hope so.
I think you should definitely continue to do stuff with that. And in spite of like bad breaks and things that have happened along the way, like you stuck with it. I could say for me, there was a point where I just stopped doing everything. And that whole time, like you kept rolling with it. Look at this now, like 20-year
I still have new projects coming. I still have new ideas coming.
Let's talk about some of that because
I can't reveal it until the release.
Can you share? Okay, so we're coming out of COVID.
What
are you hopeful for now that COVID's starting to lighten up? Might be able to get back. Weather's changing. People are about to be out in droves in the streets. Mm-hmm. What are you hoping for? What do you want to do?
What I really want to do is I'm a big fan of this. Anything I do, I like to go back and say, okay, what did I not complete? Because a lot of times you can look back and say, you know what, I had a lot on my plate, but I never completed the whole task. Let's complete it. And one thing I want to leave behind, whether it's for my daughter, my son, or my wife, is to always have a piece of me available to people with the passion of music that I have. So I really want to start completing mixes that I've always wanted to of my favorite jams that I grew up on, my favorite songs. I want to start laying down some beats.
Like what songs are you referring to, would you say?
What kind of songs?
Your favorite mixes. You want to do like a mixtape?
Well, mixtape.
Like a DJ mix. Like DJ blend mix. The songs together.
Yeah, blend some songs of my favorites from all the eras.
You know what? You mentioned these favorite songs. Just like give me an example of a couple.
Favorite songs, man. Oh, man.
Or like what, if you said this is what you want to do, like what would they be?
I don't know. I have it on a piece of paper at home. I'm very secretive.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not your songs,
Not my songs, but
the combination of them.
But the combination is my code.
I think you have what I have, and that is I take the curating of the music seriously.
Right.
So at the gym that we work out at CrossFit Caliber, I created
CrossFit Caliber.
I did an 80s playlist, and it took me hours to do. And I
can understand that.
And we had an 80s party, and they loved it, and they still listen to it to this day.
And they never realized how much work went into that.
You never look. When you set up to do a show, they don't realize all the work that goes into someone just coming up and singing drunk karaoke, right?
Right.
But I took so much pride in everyone liking the playlist that I made.
That's great.
So I bet you have that too.
I do. Yeah, I completely understand what you're talking about.
So, by the way, one of the reasons why I'm asking you about these songs is all the songs that we talk about on the podcast. I create every week, every episode. We have a playlist. So the first 2 episodes, we have any song I mentioned, we have a playlist on Spotify.
Oh, nice. So I'm going to send you some songs in then for today.
When you talked about like Radiohead and
huge Radiohead,
all these songs, they'll definitely be on the playlist.
I'll probably send you a lot of rock songs that I like to listen to, especially when I'm relaxing. Like when I go to a bar, I don't go listen to music that people want to hear. I want to listen to what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in the corner secretly with my phone.
So you're not the guy that's playing all like the DJ that's playing the stuff you like. You're playing the stuff everyone else likes.
When I DJ, correct. Yeah, I never really get to enjoy my music that I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been like that.
I'm so diverse, I like everything, so I don't have
I'm diverse too, but when I'm like left alone and I'm just relaxing or winding down or late night, wife's asleep and I'll just pop on the music.
Put some smooth jazz on.
Who knows? I don't know. It depends on the mood I'm in.
What's your guilty pleasure? What's this? We're going to have a hot take. We're going to announce here on the Bino Salazar Jamcast. Angelo likes this, and you wouldn't even think. What's song or a genre that you like that people wouldn't think you'd like?
I like indie rock.
Indie rock.
Indie rock, which is current today, which is the current term for indie rock.
Right.
I like Foster the People.
Okay.
I like AGR.
Foster the People. What's that one song they got? What?
21 Pilots.
Foster
the People. Come Closer. So I like those kind of like, I guess, what is it, like easy listening kind of rock?
Yeah. But not quite light rock.
But there's a message. But there's a message in there.
Yeah.
There's some good words that you can connect with.
So they wouldn't think by you listening to that you're a DJ. People think DJs just listen to dance music all day.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if they were to hang out with me one day and I played music that I enjoy, they'd be like, "How the hell do you know anything about hip hop or pop or anything that you've been playing out?"
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Because I care."
See, I will give you credit. That's probably the hardest thing. If I were, not that I want to DJ anymore, but if I were, staying on top of the music.
Oh, it's hard.
I have stuff that I listen to, like, what's that one that's real hot? I love that track, Astronaut in the Ocean. What you know about rolling down in the deep? That's all I know. But it's TikTok.
TikTok. I got to get on this TikTok.
I'm telling you, man, TikTok songs, there's songs that people just know like this little snippet of it, and that's all that they know, and the song's blowing up.
Oh, I Shazam all the time. I'm a Shazammer. Is that the proper word?
Say it again.
Shazammer?
One more time.
Shazammer. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm constantly on it. I'm constantly on it when I'm at other DJs gigs. I'll admit it. I don't care.
It's work. When you do it for a living, you have to stay on top of that stuff. But so if I hear a song I like, I still have new stuff that I like and whatever. But when you're doing it and you don't want to be that DJ, like I remember DJing and used to make fun of the DJs that would play all like the old songs that were outdated.
Right.
You know, like I'm trying to think like 2000s, and then it'd be like the DJ playing The Roof is on fire. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, I'm not saying it couldn't work, but it's like playing the chicken dance or, you know, like I don't want that, you know.
Maybe we should reinvent it.
Maybe.
That's what it is.
Just all the new dances.
I mean, people are reinventing songs all the time. They're taking.
They totally are.
Like Macarena's, I just heard it with the hip hop version.
Serious?
Yes. It was fine. It wasn't terrible.
Was it something you listened to or something you played?
Something I just heard. I haven't played it yet, but I Shazammed it.
So many bad DJs out there.
Yeah, right.
There are. We went.
Tons of bad DJs out there.
Look, what I mean by that is this. Take it seriously. You're getting paid for a living. The reason I'm going to say that, look, trust me, I am a fan of the profession.
Sure.
I've done it, but I'm going to say we went to a club.
Okay.
You know, during COVID, there's not a lot of places that are open.
So we won't announce the place. We won't say the place.
The ones that are open, though, they get you.
Right.
Gouge me at the door. $20 cover to get it. It was a whole bunch of us. We get in, and I think I hear like one song, some dance song I like. And then Mambo number 5 comes on.
Did you know the words?
It's the fact that the song came on, I was disgusted.
I don't blame you.
I'm like, we waited to get in, $20 cover to get in.
Mambo number 5.
In, expensive drinks, and then I can play better songs at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to.
What kind of place was it, though? Was it a theme or just?
No, it was just like an everyday spot that just.
He just felt like playing Mono. And there's a DJ.
There was a DJ.
And he said, maybe he was playing a request.
I couldn't mess up and play worse songs.
What did he play afterwards?
After that, it was.
You just toned him out.
I was just disgusted. Let's go. Get your purse. We're out of here.
Were you telling that to yourself or to your wife?
No, I just. You know,
I didn't know what was going on there.
It wasn't my wife. Of course, it was.
The way you,
honey, let's go.
That was your inner voice saying, "Let's go.
Get your purse. We're out of here.
We're out of here. We'll never be back again."
I think I forgot the song. It was some good dance song that's hot. And we get out there. I'm like, oh yeah, let's
go.
And
they switched it.
I was about to hit him with my move, and then my dance move. My wife's gonna do her move.
What move do you have?
I got a couple moves. I don't have names, but for the moves. But anyway, Mambo number 5 came on, and I was just like, all right, it's time to go.
Maybe they wanted you to buy more drinks. They were killing the dance floor for a reason.
Do you do that when you want them to drink? Do you purposely play a whack song?
No, I just keep going.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know I mentioned earlier that, you know, at a wedding or maybe you want the dance floor to clear so they could buy drinks. But when you're performing, you got to bring it. You bring it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't purposely play a bad song. Although I will say this. Do you do this? There is one time a night I will play a whack song. It's the last song of the night to get people
What
out.
song is that? What is your end of the night song? Closing time?
That's the good song. That's the nice way to tell people it's time to wrap it up, B.
Sure.
You ain't got it. You ain't getting it. Let's go.
Right.
Lights are on, right?
Mm-hmm. You ain't getting it. You got to go. What did you just say?
If you ain't got it by now, you ain't getting it. It's time to go.
Pretty good. If you ain't got it.
It could mean a lot of things. Her number.
I guess. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Attention.
That was good.
You know,
if you ain't getting it by now, you got to go.
You ain't getting it.
You ain't getting it.
You had all night.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
But so if we did like a hip hop club.
Okay.
At the end of the night, we would play heavy metal to get them out of there.
It's common things that the bars tell you to do.
Yeah.
Or country.
Just play something that they hate.
Something they hate.
We'll get them out of there quick.
Or instrumental.
It's the only time I would.
Opera or something.
Yeah, or I always have the smooth jazz line. I would totally do that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Put on Careless Whisper. And then some elevator music.
Yeah, I hear you.
So something I do every episode, and I want to stay consistent, is, you know, and we've deviated and jumped away, which is all great stuff, man. I love your story, staying with it. But we started talking about train wrecks, failures, and comebacks. And so I always want to talk about a song that means that for me. And then let me know what you think about it as well.
Okay.
And if a song comes up that you think about that makes you feel that way or whatever, then, you know, we're having some feelings to music.
Okay. Gotcha.
But so the song this week that I picked is a song after I've messed up or I've done something where I feel like I've tripped over myself or I didn't have the best showing, or I got in an argument and I'm angry and I want to like inspire myself to like work out or get past it.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of the other songs that we've picked, and it's a big crescendo here. I've picked I Believe I Can Fly.
Good song.
The first episode.
That's a very motivating song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second song is My Way by Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
To talk about.
I'm sorry you said that song. I want that song being played on like almost on like my deathbed.
That's why I picked it.
That I did it my way.
Final curtain, baby.
Yeah.
But
it's a good song.
So this week I thought I would mix it up and pick a song that's not the standard. Like those two songs, like when you hear them, okay, look, Lay Up, a lot of people, means a lot to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
This song I actually picked Kanye West and Young Jeezy, Amazing.
Okay. So
it's a hip hop track.
Right.
Young Jeezy on there. And it's basically Kanye saying these it's almost like coming from his ego. Like, I'm amazing. I'm a monster. I'm a maven. You know, he's building himself up and telling himself that he's amazing because he can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And so that in itself is inspiring. You know, with rap, a lot of times or hip hop, there's words mean multiple things.
Right.
Right. So I wrote a couple lyrics down before like Jeezy comes in. But Kanye said in one of the lines, I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. Right.
Right.
So it's like after a loss, after you take an L, right? That moment, do you still believe in yourself?
Sure. That's difficult.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Big
tough.
Time.
Like
Big time.
In sports, it's easy. This the end of the game. You run out of time. The score, you have the lower score. You lost.
But so, even before you lose, you have those moments of, you know, before that game's over, like, oh man,
did I make the right decision?
Can we do right? Can we turn this around? Can we win? You know,
right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Right.
But for me, I say, look, I still hold on to what I believe in.
Sure.
And I've talked about this in these episodes here too. Is that your art form, your identity, getting back to your identity of being healthy and being who you were, is important. That even when you take a loss or you have hard times, hold on to what you believe in, right? You don't expect to hear that in a hip hop song.
No, you don't.
Right? But he says that. He says, I'm a problem that'll never be solved. So
it's pretty deep.
The reason I think it's deep is how many times do you have problems, or you say the word problem, you have something that is going on in your life that you feel you have to solve, right?
Right.
I think people get into dangerous water when they think everything has a beginning and an end to it. Like in life, do you really ever win and lose in life, or are you just ahead or behind?
Depends on how you want to look at it yourself. Yeah.
Because like winning and loss is finite. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
You won. Now what? What's next? Well, keep that behavior going and win again, so it never ends. Or lose. Okay, you lost, but did you really, really lose overall? It's about the journey, not the destination.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like a problem that'll never be solved. What that means to me is when you say problem, you think, okay, it's got a solution. Well, what if I said it's not so much about that one moment? It's about like, you're never going to solve the problem. You're always going to be searching for the way to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to end. It's a problem that'll never get solved. You know, because maybe some of the things, I'll tell you this. So you can think of something as a problem, and it's actually a good quality to have, like someone who gets real nervous before big events, right? Or like, I was just talking to my wife about, we had our birthday party for our son.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, you know, the 2 days before we're thinking about, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I would sit there and I'd talk smack to her and be like, man, before every like event that we host, you get all nervous. We don't have enough food. We don't have this. We don't have that, right?
That's us.
Right.
Now, we always overcook.
Now you could look at that, but you could look at that and say it's a problem, right?
You could.
I don't look at it like that, because the reality is, and we joke about it, the reality is it's because you care so much that it forces you to make sure that no one goes without, that you have enough food, that everyone has a good time.
That's good quality.
We're known as good hosts.
That's good, right?
Right?
Absolutely.
So you look at that and I could say, you know what?
I've never been invited over, but I'm sure you guys are good hosts.
Well, there's levels.
Right. I'm working my way.
You get your A squad, B squad.
Right.
I'm in the first half of the alphabet.
D-list celebrity
you're
status.
In there. You're like L
I get
squad.
It. I understand.
You're in there.
I understand.
But so you could look at like that as a problem, and it's not. It's actually good. It comes from a good place. You could say, oh, you're a worrywart. But in reality, it comes from something good that you care about being a good host.
Well, you're just finding the positive in things.
Find the positive in things, and like knowing that it's a process. So like when Kanye says, I'm a problem that'll never be solved, it's almost like he's giving himself permission to be like, look, not everything is the way that I want it. I'm never going to figure this out, but I'm going to keep on going.
Right.
Right.
And then when you look back, or someone else looks back, they're like, wow.
Yep.
Look what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
So he comes back with another line in there that I like. And like I said, when I'm lifting weights, doing bro reps, this song comes on, it fires me up, man. He says, never gave in, never gave up. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of.
That's strong.
Strong. Not afraid of anything else. I'm afraid of what my capability is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can relate to that. There's been times in my life where I wasn't afraid that I was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It was afraid of how good I could be.
Yeah, that's great. Think
strong. About that.
That's true.
Yeah, because at times I was down on myself and like trying to get a record deal back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
The things that would upset me the most is that I really felt like I was good enough. But, it's not just about talent. It's about coping skills, having support around you.
Sure.
A lot of luck, a lot of timing, right?
It's different nowadays. Now it's different than us growing up. What was available to us.
Right.
The way we would advertise ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were born maybe now 10 years later when you started singing, do you think it'd be different?
Honestly, the only thing I could say
with what you have access to, you have access to internet. You have access to this. You can make your own beats now.
Yeah.
But back then you had to find a person.
Man, if I had what we have available now, then of course. But honestly, the biggest thing for me is that I am who I am. If I could take my knowledge, but this is like, it's never going to get solved since the beginning of time.
Right.
You get later in your life and realize, man, if I just knew what I knew, then my life would be different. Like I had to go through that. Mm-hmm. You had to go through this to be who you are now. Think about that. You had to be traveled and you could look at all these seasons in your life where you had all this stuff happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like high school, theater, musicals, stuff like that. You were in a band, did some stuff.
I know you had me tripping the other day when you called me about this. I was flashing back.
Right. And do you stop at this moment in time and say, okay, look, I've done some things, man. Mm-hmm. Some things to be proud of. Like I've dipped my toes in a lot of different things. And there are people that I've talked to that they don't know what their passion is. They don't know what they like. They can't name something that's like mentionable. Professionally, I have to interview people to hire them. And I try to find those things out. I try to find out what their story is. And you get these people, they have these amazing professional resumes and say, tell me your story. Right. Tell me something about you. Tell me about your hobbies.
Right.
I don't have any. What drives you? What's your passion? Oh, helping people. Like it's not developed. And you think, okay, well, when times are tough, the true person is going to come out, not what's on the resume.
Right.
But anyway, so never gave in, never gave up. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of. I thought that was a good line in there. And
it's big time. You got me thinking.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. And so Jeezy is the only part in there that I have for him because he's pretty hardcore. So a lot of his lines are just for like, just visualization. I just say it like that. Okay. Not really inspirational. But the one line in there that he has, it's my favorite line in the whole song. And I don't know why it just hits me. He says, oh, why he goes so hard. Look what he's been through. He deserves an applause.
That's funny.
Why does he go so hard? Look what he's been through. He deserves an applause. And for me, the reason why that, even when I say it, it hits me is because not that I'm saying I feel like I need a pat on the back, but I think sometimes when you go through difficult stuff and, we're not 20 and you have your ups and downs, I think you can be really hard on yourself sometimes.
I was just going to say that actually. Right? Yeah. When you said the first line, I think one of my biggest things when I was thinking about everything I've done is that I don't think I've ever taken any time out to pat myself in the back.
Appreciate it, man. Like
I really don't.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest failures.
We're getting deep in the mind of.
Well, no, I think that's one of my biggest failures. I've always just been go, go, go. I gotta succeed.
What is push? So let me ask you the question: what is success for you?
I don't know. Accomplishing my goals, success. I mean, I've learned about success the past couple of years. Before getting married. Mm-hmm. I think it all depends on what's going on. What's your goals, right?
Yeah.
I feel successful in a way because I have a beautiful wife, I have family, we're healthy.
Yeah.
My mom and dad are still with us. I'm happy for that.
You can stop there and already you won.
Right. I feel like that's great.
Yeah. So Amazing by Kanye West and Jeezy. That's a song that I picked, and it means a lot to me. It inspires me, but I look at that as my comeback soundtrack song. So like after something happens where I'm like, hey man, got to bounce back. That song reminds me I've been through a lot. I deserve an applause. I'm the only thing I should be afraid of. I've been through a lot. I hold on to what I believe in. So that's the song that I'm picking this week. Kanye West, Jeezy, amazing. I want to say thank you to Mr. Angelo Cristobal for coming out. Mac Entertainment, DJ Spinal Tap. We talked about a lot today. And honestly, it
was a good time. Thank you for having me.
Definitely.
And I thought about that song that you were thinking about when I was using the restroom. I thought about what song that reminds me of somebody.
While you were taking a leak?
I was draining.
The Pixie song?
There it is. Well, the Pixie song, actually, I was a big fan of Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Hero.
Okay, what Foo Fighters Hero? I don't know the song, so tell me why.
There Goes My Hero.
There. Okay,
right.
My hero.
Exactly.
Okay, why that song?
It means a lot to me because, growing up, I didn't have a father figure. I had my uncles and stuff like that. And when I had my stepdad, he always put me down a lot.
Really?
Yes. He always never said I was going to amount to anything. He had a lot of doubts.
Wow.
And that song, Hero, when I was able to sing it with the band at Lions Fest one year, he was in the crowd, and it meant a lot to me.
Really?
Because at the end of the song, he shouts out and says, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about your son now?" And it felt really good because, I had a good crowd there, and it really motivated me at that point.
Really?
To sit there and shout it out as long as I could. And, because you never think.
Crowd there at the fest?
Oh, yeah, and then they were singing Foo Fighters, and you're like, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about your son?"
Wow.
And it still means a lot to me. Anytime I hear that song, I can always relate.
And if other people hear that song, it wouldn't mean half as much as it means to you because...
No. Along with Take a Picture by Filter.
Really?
See, it takes a while. It all clicks back when I actually
but when you get in
when
there,
I think about it.
Now you're going to be doing that. You're going to be thinking about all these songs.
And that's fine. I love them. I love all the songs. Yes.
See, it took me an episode, but I got you.
Yes. Take a picture.
You open.
Take a picture. Filter.
Everybody. I'm happy. Take a picture.
Filter is the song that is me.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not, you had said Hero, but why take
Well, Hero's my dad, and Take a Picture for me, Filter is for, because I won't remember. One of the lyrics in it is like, "Do you want to take a picture?" Because I won't remember.
Okay.
And then I just.
So what does that mean? Like good moments, like important moments in life? What does that mean to you?
It just means a lot. It's just more to it than I can really describe what that means. It's more of like, do you want to take a picture? To stand still shot, you can look back at it. But at the same time, I won't remember. I don't need to look back at that. I already lived it.
Gotcha.
I don't necessarily need to look back at everything. Like my social media pics, I don't look back at them. I know I take them.
Yeah.
But I got it all right here, and I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just keep going forward.
No, that's cool, man. So. In hearing how you talk, a lot of how I think is retrospective. So I look at the past to tell me like what to expect in the future.
Sure.
Right? But you're looking forward, like you're living it. You're looking forward, less retrospective. So like if I'm asking you songs, you're just not thinking in that way. It's there.
Right, it's
you're
there.
Just thinking forward.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes, because the other day, I think when we talked last week sometime, I think I got home late off work at night. And I popped on the music channel, the YouTube, whatever, and I just started searching songs, and then just opened up a book of just memories.
Really?
Everything. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, 'cause I just don't think I spend enough time, like me time, to actually just dwell on it.
I think you got to have that downtime, especially.
And I do, and I enjoy
it.
Oh yeah, I do. I enjoy it though. I enjoyed that day.
Awesome.
It was a great day. I don't think I went to bed till 6 o'clock in the morning. I was just playing.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was just jamming out to songs
That's awesome.
That I loved. That I enjoyed.
Send me your playlist, man. I love that stuff.
I will definitely
share
do
your playlist with people. It's personal.
Yeah, I don't mind. Hopefully they'll enjoy it.
I want to know your workout tracks. I want to know the songs you work out to. Now, think about it.
Yeah, I know. I got some. I'm sure.
You got some?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, awesome, man. Hey, thanks for coming out. Thanks for taking the time, being our first guest to come in here. And we're learning as we kind of go along. I'm excited to see what's ahead for you in the future if you decide to get the cooking show going.
Yes, you'll be. What is your favorite dish?
My favorite dish to make, man. If we're making something, man, I think if like a good simple steak. I think if I did like a steak episode, that'd be awesome.
That's my my thing.
Dude, we
Steaks.
do that. Steak.
You and the wife come on over.
And we get to eat it too.
Of course.
I'm down.
Of course.
Well, I would definitely.
Norm can come too.
Even Norm?
You can't
get off from behind the keyboard?
You can't sit on the table with us, but you could be in the same house.
Awesome. So, guys, I want to have this call to action. Every week, we like to ask you guys, this is a music podcast. We talk about music as a vehicle to talk about life, what inspires you, stories, if you get something from it. So every week, we like to have a call to action. The call to action this week is, what is your comeback soundtrack? So after you take a loss, after you have a rough run, something happens, what's the song that gets you back on track again? It's not just a song that inspires you. It's songs that you listen to when you're at low points that gets you out of your low point and brings you back.
I would definitely like to hear other people's songs.
Absolutely. So leave it in the chat. Leave it in the comments. I definitely like to hear it. But what is this week? What is your comeback soundtrack? If you had it, maybe it's one song, maybe it's a couple different songs. My song, Kanye West and Young Jeezy, amazing. Check it out. All the songs that we talked about today will be on our playlist on Spotify. We'll have it up there as well. I want to say thanks to OTM Presents, Norm producing.
Nice.
And that's all I have to say about that. Episode 3. Appreciate
in the
you,
books.
man.
I appreciate you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I came out.
You're one of us.
I flipped that on you. You like that? All right. Thanks a lot, guys.